All right, y'all. Welcome back to Franchise Players episode 11. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Durrel.
How y'all doing? Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. And we have a special guest today. We have Unc in the building. Say what's up to the people, my guy.
What up? Unc in the building, baby. What's good? Let's get it.
Yes, Sirski. Let's jump straight into it. So, NBA Finals, guys. Game 6 just finished up. It was a score of 108 OKC to 91. Indiana to 91 OKC. It was a beating, guys. I need you to talk to me about this game.
Man, what could I say? BTA. That's the abbreviation. We have kids watching the show, so I'll just keep it as BTA. No, Indiana just showed backs were against the wall. They're like, they didn't want to lose, and they showed that. But I believe it was the bench players because if I'm correct, Tyrese had about 14 points, and then Siakam chipped in 16 points. So that to combine your your two stars combined for 30 points, right? So that's not going to win you a game. It came down to the bench. It came down to Nesmith. It came down to Andrew Nembhard. It came down to Obi Toppin. These guys were knocking down threes. They were double, triple teaming the MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shout out to Hamilton product. They were just hungrier, and their bench showed up to play. And the magical two words in sports, Game 7. Let's go.
Yeah, for the first time in a while, we're having a Game 7. You know, it's really it's really cool. This is what we want as NBA fans, right?
First in 9 years.
We won a Game 7.
First in 9 years.
Yeah. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They just really came out with a very different mindset. You know, they punched OKC in the mouth early. They got up to an early lead. Even just looking at the score, 108 to 91, it looks like a closer affair than it really was because it was really like a 20-point lead for it feels like the majority of the game.
Since halftime, they're up 22.
That's it. We got like crucial minutes from guys. TJ McConnell, who's been doing his thing really all finals. Obi Toppin as well with a clean 20-piece. Ben Shepherd had a couple big shots.
He had 20?
He had 20, yeah. Obi had 20.
I saw that. He was cooking, but
20 in 23 minutes. 20 and 20,
That boy, he's a sniper.
Efficiency.
That's it. So, yeah, it was just it was a great balanced effort by the Pacers. The Thunder. First thing I'm going to say is we need more from Chet Holmgren. Yes. 4 points isn't enough.
4 points? Ooh.
Yeah. I need him to stop.
Did he start on the bench or something?
No.
He was out there.
He was out there, but he ended up only playing 24 minutes.
He was just ghosting. He was just
Yeah.
Okay.
I need him to be more focused and to kind of exploit his physical attributes. The guy's 7'3", and I see him deferring to a lot of, high post action or even 3-point line stuff like shooting from distance. And that's fine. I get you're a supremely talented player. We know he could stroke it from deep, 100%. Although we need him to actually just get in the paint.
But that bucket that he had, one
physical.
of his first buckets in the game, was that off the spin move. He's at the rim. He could have dunked. He just dropped it in the rim.
And that was half of his points of the whole game. That's what I'm saying.
Most of his points came in the first quarter, and then he just disappeared. He just was hidden.
It was crazy. Crazy. How you feel, Durrel?
Yeah, so for me, one thing that really stood out in Game 6 was that Pacers defense, right? So when you look at the numbers here, they turned OKC over 21 times during that game, right? And Shai had 8 turnovers that game as well. So they were, being a pest on SGA. As you can see, SGA was not comfortable out there. And also just the way that we had this conversation earlier before we started shooting, the way that they were shooting the gaps, like SGA was not able to break down the double teams as he once did from games 1 to 5. Like there was zero room for him to maneuver, right? And also to that point as well, Andrew Nembhard, just that's the way he's able to navigate through screens is one of the most
amazing
underrated skill sets of any player in this finals so far. So him and Lu Dort, just in terms of their defensive capabilities, I think they're the top 2 defenders in the finals right now. And then you can throw in like the likes of
Caruso.
But however, what I'm saying from Nembhard going up against SGA, it's something of
we love that Canadian rivalry,
dude.
man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Also, another thing that really stood out in this game as well is the 3-point percentages, right? So OKC only made 8 3-point shots that game, right?
1 for 11 at halftime.
1 for 11 at halftime, and then on the inverse, the Pacers made 7 more trade balls than they did. So that's a recipe. That's another recipe for as to why they lost this game. And OKC as a whole, they're not
And that's 21 points right there.
Yeah, exactly.
7 times 3, if I'm doing my math correctly, I think it's 21 points.
Yeah, exactly. So OKC as a whole, they're not an outstanding 3-point shooting team.
No.
Right? They maybe have like maybe 2 to 3 marksmen out there. You have Isaiah Joe, Wiggins. Who else?
Lou Dort.
I feel like he's kind of streaky.
Lou Dort's streaky, and also saw
Chet streaky.
Also saw
Shea can hit a 1-2, but you're not reliant on that.
I also saw a post earlier this afternoon was in the finals, Holmgren is shooting 11% from downtown.
Stop shooting, please.
100%. To both of your points, as a 7-footer, attack the paint, attack the freaking paint. So it's yeah. So I think the Pacers that they came out guns blazing. Siakam, casted a spell.
Got possessed.
He casted a spell. He got possessed, and that dunk and that
it was on 2 people, by the way.
Two of the all NBA players on that squad, all NBA defenders. Yeah, and that turnaround jumper, I believe it was over.
Caruso.
It was over Caruso?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
It was,
The one before halftime?
All right, before halftime. So I just believe that the Pacers just came out to play, and you can also tell, I believe it was who were the commentators that game. However, they did state that OKC just came out flat.
I think it was Stephen A. Smith said that.
That they came out flat in Game 6. Maybe they're thinking about, it's the first championship. Let's bring it back home. Let's win it with the fans. So that was my thought process. Let's win. Let's win our first chip with the OKC fandom. You know what I'm saying? So and they do have one of the best fans in the NBA. So yeah, that's my take, and I do believe OKC in 7. It's gonna be hard for the Pacers to win Game 7 at Chesapeake
on the road. Yep. Yeah, Pascal Siakam with a big 16 points, 13 rebounds. I know you guys seen that viral clip of Pascal Siakam looking like he's summoning a spell in the pregame huddle. He had some comments to say about that. He said, "I wish I had a 30-point game or something. When I try to close my eyes, I think I'm closing them. Even if I didn't close them, I have to remind myself to close my eyes." So apparently, when he was younger, he used to do this, and people used to remind him and tell him, like, "Hey, man, you actually look kind of crazy right now." So I just want you guys' take on that. This picture's crazy, bro. Look at him.
I mean, he was definitely possessed. He was definitely channeling that double energy. But yeah, he was locked in. Even though he had 16, he was still there. He was there on defense. He was there on the help side, getting deflections. So he definitely had a possessed like game. Yeah, a 30 ball would have been better. But at the end of the day, he came out with a win, right? So at the end of the day, he came out with a win. Had the monster poster. If they win the championship, that poster is going to be in every Nike commercial.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably going to get a shoe deals.
Yeah.
I think that was just it's kind of crazy. Like the statement that he has an issue closing his eyes. That's kind of weird, man.
So does he sleep? Is he is he AI? Like what is he?
And also, I'm not sure if you guys saw this. It was about a month ago. There was a post on IG just in regards to some of the major injuries that have happened within the last 5 years, and the common denominator was Pascal Siakam.
Oh, I saw that.
So
he's casting curses on them.
He's casting curses. I believe it was KD's Achilles injury, Klay Thompson's ACL,
same series,
as well as Damian Lillard's Achilles. He was there as well. There are multiple other scenarios where there's a major catastrophe that happened, and the common denominator was Pascal Siakam. And also now, prior to this game, apparently he does his ritual before every game. But this was the first time it was actually caught on camera.
Ritual, you know what I'm saying? Crazy.
So
that's crazy.
So the fact that this ritual was caught on camera, and then you had that massive dunk on Lou Dort and Jalen Williams.
That was filthy.
That was actually one of.
I thought it was an and one, to be honest.
It was an and one.
Oh my goodness!
He
was all over him. He was
Look at
all
this,
over
man. This is crazy. Crammed on.
No, that's an.
That's one of the nastiest dunks
that's
I've seen in finals history.
If that was SGA, that would have been a flagrant foul. I'll play you. SGA is my boy.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I can't believe. I think it was the finals. LeBron James when he dunked on JaVale, when JaVale was on Golden State. That was nasty. And then he had a bang out on. Oh, he had a bang out on Serge in the finals. That was nasty.
Oh,
that was nasty.
Okay.
There's been some good ones for
dunks,
sure.
I love dunks.
But and then he had the turnaround jumper over Caruso. So yeah, he definitely was doing some black magic. These are all speculations. I ain't saying He's into that stuff. However, it was
Allegedly.
very kind of suspicious.
Yeah, these are big like momentum shifters
Yeah.
or like momentum
100%.
keepers, if you will, right? Because OKC was trying to mount a comeback, in that second period, and for him to have that crazy dunk, right? That's going to energize the whole team, going to energize your bench, get the crowd involved, which is what you want, obviously, when you're facing elimination, Game 6 at home, and then that crucial shot. To go into halftime over Alex Caruso. It's just he just came through at the perfect moments for this team.
To piggyback off your point, to energize the team, I think it was a young guy they just took off the bench. I think it was right before halftime, and he had like that half court shot or
Reed Shepard.
Reed Shepard, that boy's nice. No, I believe that was the third quarter.
Third quarter.
That was in the third quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
that shot put them up 30. Yeah. I didn't forget that.
Wow. That's wild.
I did not forget
Put
that.
him up there. So what are your guys' predictions? Like, who you guys think is going to win in Game 7? I know, Durrel, you said Thunder, right?
Yeah, Thunder in 7. I just believe, I think OKC, the reason why they came out flat, because they knew they have one more game. This was a win or go home for the Pacers. So they came out guns blazing. So Game 7 is about to be a show. I think this is about to be one of the greatest Game 7s that we've seen in quite some time. Obviously, you had the 2016 Game 7 Golden State versus that Cleveland Cavaliers squad. But y'all, I'm tuning the hell in.
Amped, bro. I'm amped. And we're supposed to do a watch party here at the True Sports Studio.
I'll be here.
So I'm going to be here, man.
Oh, we're here, baby. We're here. But that's
amazing.
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Let's go. We're here.
Tomorrow. All right, fellas. I didn't even get my take. So wait, Unc, you said...
I will go... Well, I have to stay true, man. I got to stay true. I got to stay true to the Canadian boy from Hamilton. I got Shea and the OKC Thunder. I have a hot take, though. I don't think it's going to be a close game in Game 7 because they have their sixth man, which is the OKC crowd. And I just feel like that energy, the loudness, I just feel like that city needs a championship. They deserve a championship. KD, Westbrook, and what's the beard, James Harden, didn't bring it. It's time to bring it home. Let's get it done. I feel like it's going to be a blowout, to be honest. It's going to be a blowout.
Wow.
I don't feel like Indiana's going to be ready. And remember, Halliburton's not 100%. And we saw that. His bench won him that game.
That's true.
We have to, if OKC comes out guns blazing, they're hitting their shots, because you're not going to have two bad shooting games in a row because you're an NBA player, you're well skilled, and you're back at home. Come on now, you got your girlfriends and your side pieces in the crowd. Come on now.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna change my take either. I mean, we were on the True Sports show, our pre-final show, and I had OKC in 6, so I'm not gonna change. Obviously that can't happen anymore, but I got OKC in 7. So hopefully Shea can bring it home for Canada.
Question for you guys: if Rick Carlisle wins this finals, he'll have 2 championships as a head coach, and both of those finals that he's, let's say he does win this finals,
He was the underdog.
he was an underdog for both of these finals. So then, just in terms of overall ranking, does this eclipse him to be at least a top 5 or even a top 10 coach of all time, based on the teams that he has won the championships with?
That's a hot take, but I'm
You know
not
what I'm
gonna. I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
Arguably, yes.
I'm not gonna say that you're wrong because for me, I believe he's a better coach than Doc Rivers.
100.
Oh yeah.
So if he wins this chip,
question.
nobody ever. I think we should pick up Doc.
I love your
Rivers.
love for Doc Rivers, by the way.
Yeah, I love Doc Rivers.
But you know what? I feel sometimes recency bias is will kind of cloud your mind a little bit because there's been so many prolific coaches in NBA history. Winning 2 is something special that not many coaches get to do. So I'm with you, Durrel. But yeah, I'd say arguably, yes, he will be in the top 10.
Look at his winning records though. With teams.
Yeah.
We have to look at that too, right? And he's never had the talent that Doc Rivers has had ever. So it's
And Doc only has 1 champ.
he had 1 star with him in Dallas, 1.
Yeah.
Because Jason Kidd was, we heard stuff he did to his knees, the steroids injections and stuff like that. But
Jason Kidd was
rumors,
30,
allegations.
But he was on the latter part of his career at that
Latter
point in
part
time.
of his career.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a veteran team. They had
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler near the end of his career. They had a Matrix, aka Sean Marion, at the end of his career.
Yeah.
It was like the last hurrah.
Was Karen Butler in that squad as well?
Yes.
Oh, did he come the year after?
He was on that team, but he was on the bench.
Yeah. And to that point as well, I think for me, it's also the teams that if Rick wins this championship, it has 2 chips against the Heatles and against the greatest defense of all time. If you look at the metrics of this OKC defense, apparently this is the greatest defense the NBA has ever seen.
Supposedly.
You know what I'm saying? Based on the numbers. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see the trajectory of the conversations that we'll be having in the next like couple of years if Rick does
It definitely holds a lot of weight. And to add on your point, he beat the MVP of the league in the finals in Game 7.
Yeah, which is a crazy accomplishment.
And he also held LeBron to 17.8 points in the finals.
And no more LeBron slander, please.
Shout out to Rick Carlisle. Guys, I want to talk about this huge trade. I guess the first biggest trade of, I guess technically it wouldn't be the offseason, but, you know, post-NBA season here, regular season. So we got the Memphis Grizzlies traded Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. I want you guys' takes.
I'll see.
Brother, that's a haul. Dude.
For Desmond Bane, too.
Desmond Bane.
Respectfully.
Wait, his name's not Luka Doncic?
Amazing point. Like, even for Luka, all they received was, you know, a bag of chips and a printer, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, this is crazy for Desmond Bane, who's not an all-star. Has he made any all-NBA teams?
No.
Let's double check
I think he's on a third team. I think he made a third team.
You know, so it's kind of crazy. Like, for me, I'd understand if Desmond Bane is, you know, a multiple-time all-star, multiple first or second NBA teams defensively and or offensively. However, I will say this. So I'll give Desmond Bane this. He's been in the league for 4 years, and his 3-point percentage is 40%. I think he has.
Sniper.
So I think he has.
Certified
I believe he
shooter.
has like a 49, 41, and 89 split, just in terms of like his percentages. So he is a sniper. He is something that Orlando Magic team needs. However, but then again, getting out of that Kentavious Cowboy Pope contract, which was, he had a terrible season last season.
Sheesh.
Cole Anthony, I do like Cole Anthony.
I really like Cole
he's
Anthony.
a microwave.
He's a good player.
When he gets off the bench.
He can get you a bucket.
But it was like four unprotected first round picks and 1 first round pick. That just says to me, this was like, you know, Orlando saying we're going all in. We have Paolo. We have Paolo. We have Franz Wagner, and we also have a Jalen Suggs. I think now you throw in a Desmond Bane in that lineup.
Scary.
Dude, I think that's beautiful, because now, man, I'm just thinking about, you know, like a Desmond Bane and a Paolo, you know, high pick and roll. How do you guard that? You know, because those are
You can't.
those are 2 strong cats. You know, I'm not even talking about the skills. I'm just talking about the physical attributes of those 2 players. You know, so how do you guard that? And I think it's gonna be beautiful. And also, he also have Franz Wagner, who came to is it Franz, right? Because I think
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He came to his own last season. And who's their center? Is it still
I think it's Wendell.
Carter?
Is it Isaac?
Jonathan
Jonathan
Isaacs.
Isaac
Yeah, I think he's
is
a power
yeah.
forward. I think he's a power forward. He's a stretch forward, and then I think it's Wendell Carter. I believe it's Wendell.
He's talented.
He's talented, but he's always hurt.
They also have that guy too. What's his name, man? That Euro guy.
The rookie?
Nah. Oh, Goga Batadze.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Todd's
even
there.
attempt to say that name.
But
They have Mo Wagner too, but he was hurt last year.
Yeah, so for me, I do believe for the Magic, amazing pickup for what their squad needs.
Yeah.
However, that's a whole lot of assets that they just gave up for a Bane, who is a serviceable player, who is a sniper, one of the best snipers in this
Right.
league. But
Who's a tertiary star. So the way I'm looking at it when I first see it is like, okay, you gave up all of these picks, a pick swap. KCP, okay, maybe you wanted to get off of that contract. He didn't play well last year. Cole Anthony, a good young player. For Desmond Bane, who at best is a tertiary star, right? Because you would have Paolo Banchero and Franz over him.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're saying, Durrel. I think it's a good marriage on the court.
Yep.
Like, that's not the argument. But you
the
just
haul.
gave up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you gave up a lot for Desmond Bane. Like you said, sniper, nails from the free throw line. Some of that pick and roll action between Paolo and him would be probably beautiful to see. And I think it's going to translate onto on-court success.
No,
but
it's gonna work.
the haul is kind of crazy. But hey, if you want to go for it, sometimes you got to overpay, I guess. That was their mindset.
I'll respond to that with a hot take. I'm gonna say we could say this looks like a Rudy Gobert haul. all the picks.
But this is in
Rudy
my
Gobert
opinion,
is
yeah.
a 2-time defensive player of the
Bingo.
year.
Yeah.
That's
Bingo.
the thing. He's a $300 million man.
Yeah.
I believe Bane hasn't made 200 million yet. He's getting there eventually. I believe Bane is at least an 18 to 20 point scorer, so you're getting your scoring there. But to give up 4 first round picks
Unprotected.
in this day and age, like we have Cooper Flags, we got Ace Bailey's out here. There's young stars. There's AJ DeBonsa, the Jamaican. Shout out to Team Jamaica. We're gonna do some stuff in the World Cup. Like there's good young players out there. Like you need to think about your future. So I think a lot of teams like the Magic, the Mavericks, they're thinking too short term. I'm thinking about dynasty. I'm not thinking about winning one chip, because winning one chip will just be the next Toronto Raptors. We got one, that's it, one and done. I'm thinking, when I think about a team, I think about longevity. You got a young Paulo's young, right? Bane is still young, so I understand that trade, but then you could probably gave up other pieces on your team rather than giving up your future, because those could be future stars. We've seen it happen before. I believe it was the Brooklyn Nets with the Celtics trade. They gave up their picks, who turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So again, I say, do not give up your picks, because your picks are valuable and they will bite. And I'm pretty sure that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are NBA champions now. So you're potentially giving up championship-worthy, MVP-worthy, Eastern Conference MVP and Jaylen Brown-worthy players. So I love the trade. It's gonna work, but I just don't like the haul. I don't know. I would have gave up somebody else. Maybe gave up a Wendell Carter or Jonathan Isaac. I just feel like the haul is just too much.
Yeah, it was a lot. That's facts. So now teams are obviously going to be investigating Triple J, because this kind of signals to us as NBA fans and others in the NBA space that the Grizzlies are kind of going into like a rebuild type of situation.
Looks like they're selling, and the rumor is that JJ is linked to the Lakers.
But the thing is, I believe like the reason why they pulled the trigger on this had to be that the Orlando Magic reached out to them. They're like, you know what, we really want Bane. We think Bane is the missing piece in our offense, because especially you got like Apollo, you got the fans. They're like, this is the guy that we need. We're gonna go all in. What's your asking price? And Memphis was like, yo, give us 4 unprotected first. Give us Cole Anthony, and also Magic were like, you know what? All right, cool. We'll also throw in Kentavious just for the contract matching. Take him in, and that's pretty much it.
I actually think the opposite. I think Memphis reached out to the Magic actually, because they
For Kentavious?
They fired their coach. They're trying to change their identity, their team identity. They tried to change how Ja plays. So they're trying to do big changes. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to sell and go in a different direction. And they're probably trying to get into a positive light, because Ja has put a negative cast over that team. So they might be looking to move Ja and move in a different direction.
I think moving Ja for a small market team, moving your breadwinner, that is actually kind of crazy. I would, for me, like, I don't care what Ja does outside of the confines of the arena. I do get it. He is, bringing that negative light. However, this is Ja Morant we're talking about. When was the last time the Memphis Grizzlies had a superstar? A superstar,
like pre-Ja Morant era.
The pre-Ja Morant.
I won't give
like
you a superstar.
like a highlight player.
Rudy Gay.
Yeah, but a star probably.
He's a star, but I can't give you a superstar.
No, a superstar guys that fans want to come to the games to watch.
Oh,
Marc Gasol,
but like
in his prime.
But at that point in time, I'm not excited to go to Memphis and watch Marc Gasol play.
But it was the whole identity of that grit and grind Grizzlies.
That grit and grind. But But this is this is like a highlight reel machine.
Is Ja a superstar? Let me ask that question to you guys. Do you guys feel he's a superstar or he's just a star?
He has potential. He's just a star for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to bring your team to the Western Conference Finals. Oh, we good in the West.
No, you ain't.
You ain't, because you home. You in Cancun.
Oh man. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's a crazy haul, man, for D Bane.
Crazy.
So now my question to y'all is, if that's the asking price for Bane, what the hell's the asking price for KD? Or Giannis?
I know.
Giannis might be 8 first rounds.
That's crazy.
I don't think KD will be as much, but I do think Giannis might be crazy.
Steep.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
KD might be a sign and trade. a sign and trade and a couple picks. I can see that happening.
Yeah, could be. Next thing I want to jump into. Is the Lakers selling the team. So the Buss family entering an agreement to sell the majority stake to Dodgers owner Mark Walter. Lakers sell at a $10 billion valuation. So some thoughts on that.
Buss is rolling in his grave right now, man. He bought that team. I think he bought it for $67.5 million at that time. Turned that team into a dynasty with the Showtime Lakers, the Kobe and Shaq Lakers, the LeBron and AD Lakers, and now in this new generation, potentially champions LeBron and Luka next year, because Luka's looking slim. So I just feel like the timing is very suspect. But I have noticed a trend going on in the NBA. A lot of major teams that we've been watching since we were young kids are selling. So we started off with I believe we talked about this off air, the Dallas Mavericks. Then it was in Minnesota Timberwolves selling to Derek Jeter. Is it Derek Jeter or A-Rod selling the majority to A-Rod? And now it's the Lakers, the biggest storied franchise of all time. Yes, there's the Celtics, but worldwide, everyone's talking about the Lakers. Everyone knows about the Lakers. No, I could go to Jamaica right now. I'll find a Lakers uniform, flag in somebody's shop. So it's just weird timing, and it's like you just got one of the biggest superstars, matter of fact, in Luka Doncic on your team, a young player at 26, just entering their prime, about to take the keys and the reins from King James. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. The timing doesn't make sense. But hey, man, if maybe the Buss family is in some financial issues, and $10 billion will get you out of debt.
Well, that's just it, right? Like, how do you turn down $10 billion? You know what I mean? Man.
Ask for 11.
46 years of control under the Buss family. That is a long time. Whew. Durrel, how you feel about it, bro?
Yeah, so I think it's about time, because I saw an article the other day just in terms of like the Buss family. So when you think about the ownership in the NBA, you think about the LA Clippers, Steve Ballmer. He also owns a major corporation. Well, he's a part owner of Microsoft, and then you have all these different owners. They have like the NBA is not their sole income. You know what I'm saying? With the Buss family, the Lakers is their sole income. So essentially, so they get they only get a percentage of the actual total revenue, right? So then that's their take home. So with them, it's so I saw the article. They are just obviously they're getting paid millions. However, they're just making over broke. You know what I'm saying? So I think for them, it's and also another reason why the Lakers for the past like 5-6 years, they haven't really been able to acquire a major star, just because they cannot afford to overpay, right? So now with this new ownership, like acquiring the Lakers for $10 billion, he's like, that's nothing. That's chump change. He's also the owner of the LA Dodgers, so he has money to pay his guys. So I think this is something that Jeanie Buss is like, you know what? I can no longer, I can no longer, maintain this current situation for the Lakers. So I think the best thing for me to do for myself and my family is to sell, and I'm still a minority owner. Right. And now I think, especially now with the Luka Doncic and the LeBron era, I think now with this new ownership, we're about to see some major things, major shift, being able to acquire stars, being able to overpay. I think the Lakers, they were they're scared to go over the salary cap. When you look
this
at
current ownership group, yeah,
exactly. But when you have, like, for example, the Clippers, they were over the salary cap for the last couple of seasons, because Steve Ballmer ain't scared to go over the salary
money,
cap.
Man.
He got that money. So with Jeanie Buss, she ain't got money like that. Obviously, don't get it twisted, she got money. However,
but not Ballmer money.
Ballmer money. You know what I'm saying?
Not.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at, even when you think about it, the owners of the Dallas Mavericks, the reason why
they own casinos.
So they have money to play. Like Jeanie Buss, she's thinking about it. All right, I don't have casino money. I ain't got Microsoft money. You know what I'm saying? So the guys that I'm competing against, they got money. And for the Lakers to take that next step and to be America's basketball team, I have to do what's best for the organization, which is let's get some money in. Let's get some cash flow in. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a good move in that aspect, just in terms of the organization. It also just goes to show like how much the NBA has grown as a product.
100%. Now, to piggyback off your point, to ask you a question now, do you think this new ownership will give Rob Pelinka the money and the cachet for the moves that he needs to make?
100%.
The Lakers needed a center. It seemed like somebody up top, we don't know who, but now it seems like we know who, wasn't going to give the sign off.
100%. I believe so.
I feel like this offseason is going to be crazy for the Lakers. Do not be surprised if they attempt to go for Giannis and give up Austin Reeves and give up their young talent and try to go for Giannis, or they try to bring in another veteran piece in Chris Paul and Kevin Durant. They've been trying to go for Chris Paul since, I believe it was 2011, summer of 2011. They've been trying to go for Chris Paul, and every summer there's been conversations about trying to go grab Chris Paul, and KD seems to be in this ring culture that he just wants to play in teams where he can just jump on and be that second player or the third. Well, on this team, he'd be the third guy because he'd be behind LeBron 100%. LeBron, it depends on his body, but for me, I don't see LeBron slowing down anytime soon. LeBron will retire when he wants to because he's just that good. But the true number one is Luka Doncic. So KD, we've seen KD on Golden State. He's okay with being the number two because we all know he won Finals MVP, but we know that was Curry's team. We never said, oh, that was like when LeBron went to Miami and was Dwayne Wade's team. We knew right away that was LeBron's team.
100%.
We still knew at that time, even when they won back-to-back 2017, 2018, we still knew this is Stephen Curry's team. So I could see him going to the Lakers, and that could be really, really interesting.
Yeah, no, most definitely. This owner, Mark Walter, for the Dodgers owner that just bought the Lakers, my goodness, he's been doing some crazy things with the Dodgers. He's been handing out contracts like it's nobody's business. So to see it translate over now.
Did someone just get a $300 million contract? Was it Mookie?
Shohei Ohtani, my boy.
Was it like 400?
410?
And they're paying everybody. They paid Blake Snell, starting pitcher. They paid Shohei Ohtani, I think the highest contract in MLB sports history. Ugh, it's crazy. So if we can see some of that translate over to the Lakers, like you guys are
Lakers,
saying,
if you need media,
this summer,
hire the franchise.
This offseason could be crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I think Jeannie Buss was forced to make this move
because of her two brothers.
Not even the two brothers, because I believe she already, one of her brothers was no longer part ownership of the Lakers.
Yeah, I think he sold his share.
Yeah, so then, but I do believe with her, once again, just like the way the NBA is shifting right now too, to your point, all these teams are selling. It's because like for these teams to make moves, like they need that capital. Like Raptors, like Toronto. Toronto is one of the biggest markets. However, we also have MLSE.
Yeah, we got the financial backing.
So we have that financial backing. So Gene Buss is like, I cannot play with these guys. The Lakers have been mediocre at best. The last time they won a championship was that 2020 bubble. So that 2019-2020 season. However, questionable at best. You know what I'm saying? But
the Raptors would have took them out, man.
The Raptors 100%. 100%. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think that move is going to set, especially to now you have Luka Doncic.
Did you see what Luka said? So Luka said he's excited. So I feel like Luka might have been annoyed with management
100%.
Because when a guy comes out and his first thing he says is, I'm excited, it means you guys had turmoil and you guys weren't making the right moves that he needed. Because there's certain pieces Luka wins and he plays great basketball when he has a center, a lob threat.
100%.
And he didn't have Mark Williams trade didn't happen. That got rescinded because of his health complications. Yep. So it's like, you brought Luka, but you're not giving him what he wants. Now it's time to give him what he wants. We've seen he just took a team to the finals the year before. When he has a lob threat, we know he can take a team to the finals. And he had LeBron as a running mate. So there's like, why didn't this team make the finals? Because he didn't have a lob threat big. And then it was beautiful basketball because LeBron's playing off-ball basketball. Luka's a primary one. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. They just needed a big.
Yeah, and I mean that trade getting rescinded was a bigger deal than I think most people brought it out to be, because he would have been the perfect, like you said, perfect lob threat. Bringing a Mark Williams, the pick and roll between Luka and him would have been
100%.
Would have been lovely, to say the least.
Especially in the playoffs, so you can tell what the Lakers are missing.
Oh, 100%.
The fact that they went a small
Jackson
ball with
Hayes.
Jackson Hayes on their bench, that was actually kind of
You're
wild.
paying
JJ.
LeBron at the 5 at 40 years old.
Holy smokes. Rockets extend Ime Udoka. Long-term deal makes Houston head coach one of the NBA's highest paid. How do y'all feel?
Yeah, I think Udoka has always been one of the best coaches in the league so far, especially what he did with that young Boston Celtics team a couple years ago prior to the quote-unquote scandal that happened in Boston.
Is it really a scandal? He's a grown man. He's an adult. It wasn't like anyone was taken advantage of. They were both consenting adults. She was actually in a relationship. He was in a relationship. They decided to cheat. That happens every day in society. Well, because he's on an NBA platform, he's shamed. And then we have like people on different networks bashing the guy. He's a great coach. Let's keep it basketball. He's a great coach. We're not here for propaganda. It's not TMZ. We're here for basketball. I don't care what you do in your we do care in a sense, but whatever you do in your personal time, in your intimate time, has nothing to do with basketball.
No, I get it. And then to that point as well, now he's coaching a young team in the Rockets, especially since he has taken over as a head coach for Houston. They have been just ascending. He brought in the right pieces. He knew exactly what needed to be done. You know, he brought in Fred VanVleet. He also brought in Dylan Brooks, as well as drafting the right pieces, and he drafted a man. He also Alfred
Şengün.
Was he drafted with, or is it before?
I think he might have been. He was there before.
Yeah,
he was there before.
But to that point as well, just getting the young players to buy in with to his principles. I think, especially as a coach, for your players to buy in like that from day one is something special. The fact that he was able to take that Golden State Warriors team to, I believe it was 7 games, right? I believe it was 7 games. It's something special. And then the fact that you have one of the greatest young talents right now in Amen Thompson defending Steph Curry, making it hard for Steph Curry. I think that's all in coaching. And I think that's an amazing move for the Rockets. I'm excited to see what the Rockets have in store for the next couple of seasons. Even this offseason, they're also in contention right now for a Kevin Durant. So if they're able to lock and load for KD and Giannis, watch the frig out, man.
I love the Rockets. I don't want them to give up any of their young core to get KD. If they can do it, here. If they can swindle it some way, make it happen, I'm down for it. A guy we forgot to mention, Jalen Green, young star in the making. He has, his jump shot is coming along. He's crazy.
He's been improving. Yeah. Let's not forget he's still young, right?
He's way too inconsistent for me. I think he's more of a Jordan Clarkson than a star. That's just my hot take, man.
Yeah, I'm not ready to jump on that wagon quite yet, just because his age.
100%. He's just a high flying Jordan Clarkson.
I don't disagree with the hot take. I'm not 100% with it, but I do see what he's talking about there, 100%. But Jordan Clarkson, though?
He's a bucket. Don't get twisted. Jordan Clarkson a bucket.
No, he's a bucket.
Certified
but he's a six man. We're talking about a guy who's in the starting lineup. And he's, 22, 23 years old? So he has a lot of growing. He hasn't even hit his prime yet.
His contract.
That's what I'm saying.
But my thing is, when you look at the guys from that 2020 draft class that just got paid, K got paid, Scotty got paid, Moby got paid, and they got paid multi-year contracts, like 5+ years, for over $200 million. And Jalen Green only got 2 years? Was it
3 years, $105 million.
3 years, $105.
That's it.
I'm telling you, like just in terms of
that's $90 million off the table.
I'm telling you, he is not in the same category as those stars.
But you can argue they gave that money to when they signed Freddie. I think they signed Freddie for 3 years, 120. So you can say they didn't have the money to give him because they signed Freddie for that much.
But I said, who else is on contract right now? From, you know what I mean?
On the Rockets right now.
Yeah,
Dylan Brooks
is on contract,
right?
Yeah, but I think if the Rockets truly believe Green was their guy, come on, they're paying him. But I do believe that they're higher on Alfred than they are Green.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Well, I think
No,
we all.
but
Alfred
I
is
think
their
we all
star.
are.
Yeah,
100%.
it's Alperen and Amen. Amen really
Amen,
solidified
yeah.
himself this
Yeah,
year as
yeah.
okay. I'm Jalen Green is probably number 3. Maybe
Yeah.
not offensively, but in terms of like how they value those top 3 young players, I'd say Jalen Green will be the 3rd best.
And also with this contract too, with the Jalen Green contract, you can at least tell him to get to come off the bench because he ain't getting paid as a superstar.
Wait, I got a hot take now because you're talking about Kevin Durant. Maybe Jalen Green is the one you move.
I'm okay with
The
that.
money works.
Yes,
The money actually
100%.
works. The money works. You can throw in a couple second rounders, but I believe a sign and trade, I think the money works.
Yeah, Jalen Green. You can also throw in a Jabari Smith in that trade.
No.
Yeah.
I like Jabari. He's my
think you
4th
keep
young
him
player
too.
on that team that I would keep him. I like Jabari. He can defend. He can shoot. He's versatile. No, I like Jabari. Jabari, you're staying in Houston. I got you. I got you.
No, I get it. I think based on if you really want to make it happen, something's got to give, right?
So Jabari Smith or Tari Eason, you like Jabari Smith better?
Jabari Smith.
Okay.
Tari Eason is like the golden egg there in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, I like that kid, man. Tari Eason.
Yeah, most
Even
definitely.
with that kid that was drafted 2 seasons ago, however, I didn't see any daylight. Reed Shepard.
Oh yeah, he's
boy.
nasty too.
Oh.
They're stacked.
Oh my goodness, such amazing young talent on that squad, man.
Yeah, Cam Whitmore, people forget about him
Whitmore.
Whitmore. Okay,
Whitmore was
Who
putting
fell
up
in that
numbers.
draft? What was it like last season? Was it last year? Was it rookie? He was a rookie, right?
Rookie. He
Yeah,
dropped. He dropped a lot.
heavily.
I was shocked.
Because he was a projected lottery pick.
I think he was supposed to be top 5, no?
And he's shown flashes too when this guy plays. My goodness. Whatever happened to Jayshawn Tate? Remember he's in the Rising Stars game like a few years
Yes.
back, and now he's like he just
Is
not
he
even
still
in
on the
there.
team?
He is.
Is he?
Yeah, I see him here.
Okay, we can trade him for the KD trade. There's your piece right
Yeah,
there.
put him in there.
That's the final piece.
Oh man.
Jason
Yeah.
Tate and a bag of chips. Let's go.
Bag of chips.
Yeah, I think
and
this
a printer.
Ime Udoka move is great because again, it's just I'm all about growth, development. You know, we see the way the NBA is the successful NBA teams are moving right now in the league. You know, they have a bunch of young talent and they're growing. They're growing with the coach. They're growing with their young guys.
Yep,
You
yep.
know, they're just adding little pieces here and there to kind of make the perfect scenario work for whatever their team
Young
identity
talent
is.
with veteran coaches.
I love this. I love
The
this.
only team that we can say they have a veteran coach is OKC. But OKC, it's like you have Shea, you have guys who have played on the world stage. They have a lot of talent on that team. So you could say like sometimes I feel like teams can drag their coach versus coaches dragging their team.
Fair enough.
So that might be the type of situation because Shea is just that good. I'm not saying he's LeBron-esque, but LeBron's a player. Everywhere he goes, he brings like a 1st or 2nd year coach and gets him a chip. Lou Williams, 1st year.
They tried it with David
championship.
Blatt.
David Blatt, no NBA experience. So we back to Europe. And then Frank Vogel. He made Frank Vogel an NBA championship coach. And Frank probably never thought in a million years that he's going to be an NBA champion coach.
Whatever happened to my boy, Luke Walton? Come on, I'm throwing coaches here, bro.
Nepotism. Daddy, help me get a job.
The carousel of coaches that have coached LeBron on these different teams, man. It's been crazy. Kevin Durant invests in PSG. Durant to consult on potential basketball expansion plans. How you guys feel about that? Good move, bad move?
I love it.
Good move.
I love it.
You're near the end of your career. You got to think about the future. I think Kevin Durant's the only superstar that we've seen of our generation that isn't married. So he could be trying to maintain his wealth, keep his money exponentially growing because after your lifestyle changes after the NBA, right? So some of these guys go into sports podcasting. Podcasting is amazing. Some guys go into sports broadcasting like on TV. So he's looking for another avenue where he can still be in the sports realm. And I also believe he's heavy into photography as well. So that might be another avenue he might look into. But yeah. And then you also said he's looking at NBA expansion as well.
So he's to consult on potential basketball expansion plans. Yep.
Supersonics, come back. Seattle, we need a team. Vancouver, we need a team.
Yeah.
I mean, KD's already go to there. Imagine what that would do for his legacy though over there.
And then you can finally retire Gary Payton's jersey because Gary Payton said he doesn't want to be retired as the OKC Thunder. He wants to be retired, his jersey to be retired as a Supersonic. So let's have that ceremony. You know, it's beautiful. And then you see his son. His son has what, 2 championships?
Yeah, GP2.
You can argue his son can argue with his dad, hey, I might be a better NBA player than you.
Don't kill me.
Wow. But that's a hot take. But
Wow.
we know the glove he was a special player. But if we're going based off this ring culture, then his son is better. But we know the eye test. We've all seen it. Gary Payton Sr. So many Garys in the league. Is better than Junior.
Yeah,
no
definitely.
question.
But Junior's way more athletic.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I saw.
He got up
6'3", and he's just
head towards head to the backboard. I seen a video of this guy. I
He's
think
underrated
it's
for
his
sure.
like warm up thing that he does. He'll jump up and then he try to hit his head on the bottom part of the backboard. I'm like, dude,
Sheesh.
as
that's
your warm-up is crazy.
that's crazy.
Just to make sure, do I still got it?
That's crazy. Yeah, I think this is an amazing move, man, for KD financially, and also just goes to show. For me, it's like, all right, cool. This is amazing in today's era, right? But now let's go back in time. Let's think about the players before KD that built this blueprint for players nowadays to be thinking about investing, like a Magic Johnson.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson was like the first NBA player, to my knowledge, that was, very entrepreneurial in terms of like taking that next step financially after the NBA, right? And then Shaquille O'Neal, he has endless.
He owned Reebok.
Endless businesses.
And Forever 21.
You know what I'm saying? Like the list keeps going on, and then Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is amazing. And also even LeBron James. He has stake in Liverpool, and he has various
Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, exactly. He has various.
Now he has a Barbie doll.
Interesting, right? So I think this is something that more players should start thinking about instead of thinking about which Instagram model I'm gonna be crushing, Zion Williamson. So I think just in terms of KD's mentality, when you think about those players that are in that space, it's all the superstars that have like this type of approach. LeBrons, the Kobe's, the KD, so that's what makes these players as great as they are. Just in terms of their mentality, they're all future pacing.
It also keeps them relevant post-career.
Exactly.
Like Michael Jordan with the shoes. If we really think about it, if he didn't have his shoes, would the younger generation know about Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
They would, but
100%.
not
They
they
much.
wouldn't put him up goated as much as they do.
As much as they
Yeah.
do,
Yeah,
because
the relevancy would be
constantly
kinda-
you're seeing the you're seeing the shoes. But
Yeah.
I actually love this move for Kevin Durant. He has such a huge influence on the young generation. So look at all these young players. They're looking up to Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, RIP. They're going to want to do
Yeah.
that. So there's going to be a lot more players moving into this sphere. And
For sure.
even as, not to make it about race, but even as black men, this is beautiful to see that we can become billionaires. We can become owners. This opens up. LeBron said he wants to be an owner in California. The Lakers are available. He can buy a minority share in the team. Maybe
My
KD,
goodness.
maybe KD and LeBron are in conversation because LeBron came out first about the expansion team idea because he wanted to own a team. Then I heard Curry's involved. They just were on the Team USA together. We might see 3 stars come together to own an NBA team.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So so just in terms of that as well, I think it'd be amazing, especially NBA players that make so much money nowadays. You know what I mean? So like, what's
So
kind of
much.
what's holding them from actually even take it a step further? Like something Masai Ujiri has been doing. I believe Lowell Dang and some of these African stars, they're building training facilities abroad, overseas, developing young talent. I believe this is something. This is a
Giants of Africa.
step in the right direction. And also, just in terms of Kevin Durant, to your point as well, how so many young players are looking up to them. So I think it's all about the publicists, their publicists, and just in terms of the
Public perception.
the public perception that they have.
It builds on their legacy.
So just in terms of these guys, like for example, I'll bring up Zion once again. You know what I mean? So just in terms of just in terms of your image and what it is that you're truly trying to achieve in your career, it's like, where is your focus at? So like even Kevin Durant, you mentioned as well, he's not married, but you don't catch Kevin Durant in scandals with freaking porn stars.
There was a rumor.
However, it was Bruce Brown's baby.
Bruce Brown? I thought it was Blake Griffin's baby.
I thought it was Bruce Brown.
No, it's Blake Griffin's baby.
Is it Blake Griffin?
That's crazy.
Because she's like, remember she came out with the statement. She's like, it's a guy. He's light skinned and he dunks.
Okay. I actually got interested. However, but it wasn't his baby. But he wasn't. But his scandal wasn't as crazy as a Zion.
No,
you know what I'm saying. So, for me, it's just in terms of the focus of KD. Even though he's still in the league, he's still thinking about how he can still be successful. I think with these young players, that's where the mentality should be at. Like, how can I still be successful without getting caught up in this unnecessary drama? And even Ace Bailey the other day, I saw an Instagram post saying that KD is his favorite player of all time. This is someone who I'm idolizing my game after, and this is what I see that they're doing. They're thinking post career. I'm going to, me as a player, I want to try to start emulating that. You know what I mean? So I think it's an amazing move for KD and also for the NBA.
Well, you can also say back to the Zion thing. You can say Zion can look at KD and say, maybe I need to pivot, and not focus on the IG models and focus on post career. Because look, I'm not 100% that he's gonna have that long of a career as Kevin Durant or LeBron James, based off his health, his eating habits, his priorities. He doesn't seem to have his priorities in order. Great talent, but we've never seen this guy have an 82-game season, so we don't know what he can really do.
Yeah, I saw a post the other day too. So Zion has missed like 60% of his NBA games, up to 60%. I could have the numbers wrong. I believe he's missed over 400 and something games and has only played 300 and something. So he's missed more games than played. That is ridiculous for a guy that's making over 200 mil.
Well, even I think him and Joel Embiid are similar stats on that for games played and games missed.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson has missed approximately 59% of possible NBA games. Yep.
Crazy.
59%?
Crazy.
With a guaranteed bag? That's why they made the stipulations in his contract now. You got to play. We're not going to pay.
You got to play and you can't be fat.
59%?
Yeah.
214
hey man, put me in the
out
league.
of 522 possible games in his career.
That's mad.
That is crazy.
Give me that contract, man. I can do better.
I'll show up. I'll play injured.
Nah, I love this move for KD, especially when it comes to growing the international game too. We want to see these other basketball leagues all across the world flourish. And we've seen over the past 10, 20, 30 years the growth of basketball internationally.
Yeah. Have you been
and it's
watching
tremendous
Puerto
to see
Rico?
KD do this.
What Puerto Rico's doing, they're starting like a little NBA over there. So Emmanuel Moutier's over there. They had, unfortunately, he got kicked out the league. Cousins. They have.
Oh yes.
They had JaVale McGee over there. I was just watching their All-Star game because JaVale McGee has a YouTube channel. I was watching it. They're doing something big over there.
Wow.
I don't know where they're getting the money from, but they're doing something big over there. And the NBA might want to invest in Puerto Rico and having some games in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just been
Carmelo
growing.
might be the guy because Carmelo's Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah.
So he might be the bridge to make that happen. So,
Dude, there was also another NBA player that was Puerto Rican. He played on the Raptors.
oh, Carlos Arroyo?
Carlos Arroyo. Yeah, that's my boy.
Hey, he beat
yeah,
Team
yeah.
USA, I think it was 2004, and
Yeah.
they got the bronze. So he was on the 2011 Miami team.
Yeah.
A lot of people argue that it should have been my boy. Shout out to Mario Chalmers. Should have been the starting point guard that season.
Yeah, come on, Carlos. What was that guy, man?
The Philadelphia 76ers plan to give Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey another chance next season to compete for a championship.
We got to trust the process again. The process of the process into the process. It's like a Matrix series. My gosh.
This I don't like it. I'm
I
not
hate
on
it.
board. Not on board with it. I mean, it again on paper. Just looking at the picture of them three at media day, it looks like it makes sense, right? But it doesn't, and we know for a plethora of reasons, from injuries, from inavailability, Joel not being able to play back-to-backs, PG obviously later on in his career, he's not the indie PG, he's not even I think third in MVP voting OKC PG, right? Like he's not at that level. He's still a walking 20 piece when he plays. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'm not loving it, especially after we got a little. I don't know if we can call it a little taste last year of it, but really they didn't play a lot altogether. Ultimately, listen, you have Tyrese Maxey, one of the best young guards in the league. You have Jared McCain, who was en route to being Rookie of the Year if he wasn't
Dropping
injured.
20 a game.
And now they have the number 2 pick in a stacked draft. I would say listen, try to get some value from Joel. You can, because somebody will pay you something for Joel. This is a guy who is a perennial MVP conversation. If it wasn't for the health, you know what I mean? Maybe he would have even another one under his belt. It's debatable. He's dominant.
Debatable.
So I'm saying you could try to flip him. You know what I mean? Maybe give up on the PG thing, because that's a lot of money you paid him, and build around your
210, right?
I think so. I'll try to pull it up, but
I think it was 3 years, 210.
Paul George.
Yep. To talk about the attempted big three in Philadelphia, too much money. I'm sorry, but the process is over. Joel Embiid's time to pack your bags.
A new process now.
You know, time to move the process on. Time to move on. Time to break up. You know, it's too late to say goodbye, but you know what I'm saying? Listen to some Drake, some Marvin's Room, whatever you got to do, but it's over. Let's break it up. It's not gonna work. It's proven. We got rid of Ben Simmons, left Joel Embiid. Common denominator, Joel Embiid. We even gave you Jimmy Butler. Couldn't get past Kawhi and the Raptors. But you guys had a better team on paper.
But that's an all-time team, though. The Raptors.
But on paper, they had a better team. They had Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, and Jimmy, and they couldn't beat the Raptors.
Yep. They underestimated the Raptors team, bro. The
Raptors team was nice.
But I'm saying they couldn't beat the. Look at the Raptors team. We had Lowry. Lowry's he was nearing the end of his career.
Yeah,
no, but he was still prime though.
He was near the end of his prime.
Okay, but still prime. Still prime.
Freddie was still coming up. Siakam was solid. Kawhi was solid. Serge was near the end of his career. Mark was near the end of his career. Danny Green was like not the Danny Green of 2014.
Danny Green, I'll agree with you on. He was towards the end.
He didn't show up, but if we're gonna go talent to talent and we're gonna play like one-on-one matchups.
No, man.
I can't prescribe to that, my guy.
I think the only player
you had OG Anunoby hurt.
You're taking Siakam over Jimmy?
Yes.
No.
That length
over Jimmy?
That time? Well,
playoff Jimmy? No.
Don't get it twisted though. Jimmy. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. However, would you take? No, I wouldn't even compare Siakam to Jimmy. I'm comparing Jimmy to Kawhi, and I'll take Kawhi over Jimmy.
That's right. Yeah,
100%.
Right, and then
you would go Tobias to Pascal.
I'd go Pascal.
Yeah,
exactly. And then,
but then center position, you go Joel Embiid.
But then Marc Gasol shut him down because I thought Marc Gasol was an NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Stole that from LeBron James, but yeah.
Nah.
LeBron had more first place votes, and the numbers.
Regardless,
sure, but that doesn't take away the impact.
It doesn't take away his impact, but I'm
regardless
saying on paper, we know the 76ers had a better team.
No, they didn't. Though I can't say
talent wise, just based off talented players.
We didn't even talk about Norman Powell.
Oh my goodness,
DeLon Wright.
Dude,
DeLon Wright was traded at the time.
Yeah, that Raptors
Norman
defense
Powell,
is all time.
Norman Powell was. So Norman Powell would cancel out JJ
Redick, but then Norman Powell is better defensively.
And then Ben Simmons, Kyle Lowry. I go with Ben. At that time,
not as a leader.
No,
not a leader, but just.
But the only thing is Ben Simmons was limited offensively.
Yes.
Right, so that kind of ruins that offense, and then Joel Embiid. Essentially, the offense would literally relied on Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler. Like Tobias was extremely inconsistent. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but when you look at Raptors, man, that Raptors squad, I think even if Kevin Durant stayed healthy, we would have still won.
We still would have won.
And that's how great that Raptors team is, and nobody ever talks about.
We had this certain type of momentum, almost like the Indiana Pacers have this year. It's like they almost can't lose.
Dude, when you think about the teams Raptors beat to get to the championship, and the team that will beat in the championship,
the Bucks.
Come on, the
were
MVP,
down on the Bucks.
The MVP,
Giannis in his prime.
Yep. And then we also took out the Sixers. I believe we started off with the Magic that year.
We lost the first game. I believe we won 4 straight after that.
Yeah, exactly. Gentleman sweep. We let them have a little taste of victory.
Yeah,
but yeah. So to me, just in regards to back to Moses' question in regards to this current Philly team, I think it's a terrible move, man. Well, then again, it's like, all right, cool. What are they going to do with this third pick? Are they keeping it? Are they drafting a young talent, or are they going to draft a serviceable young guy?
Remember, they got a crazy owner in Daryl Morey. this guy's proven to do a crazy move. So he might be crazy enough to try to trade that pick for Kevin Durant. I would not be surprised.
Why not?
If he tried to trade it for Kevin Durant. If you're going to keep this team, the big three, make it a big four. Just go guns blazing. This is the last hurrah, let's go get Kevin Durant. Why not?
With what depth though?
Why not?
Right. So now it's like you're giving up depth, and then to that point it's like if they go young, that's because they already have a Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, so they have two solid, serviceable young players. You know what I mean?
And they have that guy from France. Yeah, I think he plays.
Yeah, Yabusele.
Yabusele.
He's a good player as well.
So for me,
Kelly Oubre, walking bucket.
So for
I
me,
don't think it's a question of the depth, though. I think
depth.
it's those star players that
Yeah.
Embiid, especially the Embiid PG duo. That's where it gets shaky,
Yeah, exactly.
It's not their talent; it's their consistency.
yeah,
and the lack of defense.
And
They don't have enough.
PG's not the two-way player no more.
No,
no,
he's
not at all. I think for them too is like, which direction do you want to go? Do you want to do the young timeline, or do you want to go with like the Embiid and Paul George timeline?
But this goes back to what we said about the Dallas Mavericks. This win now mentality. It seems like a lot of these older franchises just want to win a ring. They saw Toronto do it. They said Toronto went all in. Let's steal the recipe and do the same thing. They're imitating Jurassic Park. A lot of these teams are trying to imitate Jurassic Park. It's like
Set the precedent.
we're trend setting. We trend set it because we ended a dynasty. Essentially, we ended a dynasty because they got rid of that arena. They got rid of Clay. Like, we ended that dynasty. Toronto Raptors are dynasty.
Yeah,
killers.
if Kawhi Leonard had stayed in Toronto, man, that would have been the last dynasty.
You know what? I kind of have a quarrel. I don't know if you guys read this story that came out about Masai, what Masai should have done, which he turned down. The OKC Thunder said they wanted, I believe it
Pascal,
was OG
for
and
Siakam,
Pascal
for Westbrook,
and they were going to give us Westbrook and Paul George. And you're telling me we're not going back to back to back?
Nah.
We're not. You're telling me we're not going back to back?
No.
With that team?
No.
How?
Westbrook and Paul George, offensively and defensively, ain't because when you lose Kawhi Leonard and Pascal, dog, we lost that. We lost their
Kawhi
identity.
stays on the team, so we'd still have Kawhi. We add Paul George and we add Westbrook, and we still have Larry. We still have Freddie.
But that's all. But with
Sheesh.
It's I don't know
because
that
Kawhi wanted to go home.
Kawhi wanted to go home. Everyone wants to go home, but Kawhi said he wants to play with Paul George because Kawhi didn't even want to go home. He said, if you can get Paul George to come here, I will go to the Clippers. That's the only reason why he essentially went to the Clippers. If we got him to come to Toronto, it's a different story. A lot of people's legacies are different.
Yeah, but I think so too. It's like you see a Pascal, and then you see an SGA. Like, which one are you going to take as, Sam Presti? It's like, I see the potential in this young kid in the Clippers. This guy arguably could be a star. Don't get it twisted. Pascal's also a star, but for me, it's like, you know what? The best bet. And I'm going to get 5 first-round picks for Paul George, and I'm getting a potential star in SGA who's younger than Pascal. I'm taking SGA.
Well, we can argue because that happened afterward, right? So that happened afterwards. So we don't know. Essentially, we're just talking off fantasy, right? So potentially we don't know what would have happened. But as a Raptor fan, come on.
Because at that point in time, SGA was still unproven. He was still so young.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they had. You know what I mean? But Pascal was already.
Well, supposedly
blowing
Doc
up.
Rivers knew
That
he
was
was a
his
star.
year.
You heard that on the podcast? Doc Rivers,
Yeah.
I knew he was a star. I didn't want, but Kawhi said to trade him, so we traded him.
Whose team is it then?
It's Kawhi's team.
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about Westbrook and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I don't think that would have worked.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a difficult balance.
I don't think that would have worked.
You know what, Unc? I do.
We did see that though. We can't lie. We did see that in the Clippers.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
We can't say we didn't see it though.
You know, Unc, I can get behind what you're saying. Just in terms of one more hurrah, like you kind of opened my eyes to this. If you make a splash for one more big star, you make a big 4. One more year.
One more year.
That's it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I can get behind that. But if I'm in the driving seat for the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm blowing it up.
Yeah.
I'm getting young asset. I'm just trying to build a young team. You already have some great young guards. Great young guards.
You said they had the second pick?
Second pick. That's an Ace or a Dylan.
I go
plus
with
McCain.
I go with Dylan.
Plus Tyrese.
I go with Dylan because draft combine came out. This came out that he's 3 inches shorter.
Ace Bailey?
Yeah, he's 6'7" and a half. That changes a lot for me because then
Kawhi 6'7" and a half.
But that's Kawhi though.
Yeah, but the thing is though, with Ace Bailey, the entire like mystique about him was the fact that he was a 6'10" shot creator.
Yeah.
And the fact that 3 inches takes you from being, you know,
that's from Giannis to being Kelly Oubre.
That's
Essentially.
That's like from, you know, Wemby to Chet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a big
crazy.
It's a big difference.
It's a big change, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that, and also just in terms of Ace Bailey's percentages, like they were the worst percentages just in terms of shot selection. And so I believe he shot, like, I think it was like 43% from the field, 30% from three ball, and also his free throw percentage was 69%.
You got me. You got the ball rolling in my head. There's the light bulb above my head right now.
I see it.
This is a hot take. Get ready for it.
Hot take Unc.
Trade Joel Embiid for the number 1 pick.
That's not gonna happen.
Ooh.
Trade him for
So
the
you
number
have
1
the number
pick.
1, the number 2.
Because look, then you have Tyrese with Cooper. Ooh.
So you're packaging Joel Embiid plus a second pick for the first pick type of thing, or
The third pick.
Because if I'm gonna, like you said, if you're gonna blow it up, why not go young? Why would I get older? More injuries. We've seen that. The older you get, more injuries. It hasn't worked. When you trade for older players, it doesn't work unless you have a dynasty or a system like the Lakers, like the triangle, or you're the Spurs with like a pop size situation. It doesn't work if you go for an older star. It hasn't.
Yeah.
We saw it in 2004 when we went for Karl Malone and Gary Payton on that Laker team, and they got whopped by the Pistons. It doesn't work. It's proven.
So let's say now Dallas, hypothetically speaking, does make that move for Joel Embiid. So then it would be AD, Embiid,
Clay, and Kyrie.
Maybe Chris Paul.
And maybe Chris Paul.
Because
it
Kyrie's
works
gonna
for
be
Dallas though, because they're in win now.
But dude, that's gonna be so messed with AD and Embiid. Like damn near like both.
AD doesn't want to play the 5. It's actually perfect. Then you have Joel Embiid at the 5.
He will have to play the 5 regardless because Embiid is not gonna be playing.
No, because you have Derek Lively, and then you have Gafford and PJ Washington.
Oh, but then who are they? It's not.
It can work. It can work.
It's gonna be a log
Theoretically, it can work.
It's gonna be a log
People
jam.
will hate you online for making it. You'll
Because
be like,
remember, the Pelicans tried that with AD and
Cousins.
Yeah.
If Cousins stayed healthy, it was gonna work.
But then,
If he stayed healthy, it was going to work with Rondo. It was scary, and they still had True Holiday on that team as well.
Yeah.
It was going to work.
That was a filthy team.
It was going to work. It was just Cousins couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. But I don't think Embiid can stay healthy though, man. That's my only issue. Embiid's not going to help. And also, if I was the Dallas Mavericks, I'm not making that move.
Well, I'm not putting anything past the Dallas Mavericks. They've got AD, and AD is known to be made of glass, literally. So it's like, why wouldn't they go for Joel Embiid? It's not far fetched.
It's like I already have a fragile star. I'm not about to get two
Especially
fragile
a guy
stars.
in the front court.
Their whole starting lineup is a bunch of injured guys.
So why am I about to add in
Derek
another
Lively.
one?
Hey, just finish the piece.
To add in a third one of Kyrie, AD.
It's like the building Frankenstein over there, man.
Exactly, but we're in win. Like my guy Nico said, we're in win now mode. We're in win now. We have a 3-year window.
So to correct myself, it's the third pick, Durrel. I think you corrected me on that. It's the third pick, not the second pick.
Also,
but still,
Harper. Okay.
Yeah, you're still getting a.
Ooh, Harper and
No, Harper's going
crazy
2.
player.
Harper's definitely going 2.
Harper's going 2 because of the.
It's Coop. It's
one
Coop,
of Ace Bailey or Harper?
It's Cooper number 1, Harper number 2. I think the Coop 1 and 2.
solid.
I think those are already solidified. I think from 3 to 9
is
that's the question. Because even earlier, Moose and I was having this conversation. Trey Johnson. I'm very high on Trey Johnson. I'm higher on Trey than I am Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey, they actually came out with a statement the other day because he's refusing workouts. I
Yeah.
think he actually refused a workout with the Sixers.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't grab him.
You never know that. They can still grab him.
But then they're probably going to trade him.
Even
Because
better.
I don't want a player who doesn't want to be there. That's like Steve Francis back in when he was drafted to the
my
Grizzlies.
gosh. Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
It's cold.
This is awful.
Yeah, but then like it's also Trey Johnson and also that dude from Texas.
From Texas. You're not talking about VJ.
No, not VJ.
VJ didn't.
He's a bucket.
What is this? Is he like 6'7"?
He's a 6'4" guard.
I think I know what you're talking about.
From Texas. Oh, Jeremiah Fears?
Jeremiah Fears.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
nice.
But, bro, what happened to the small guards? Both of y'all, actually.
No, but things are
Small
he's 6'4".
PGs.
Yeah, Ant-Man is 6'4".
Hey, man. Let
I
him
swear
slide to
Ant's a
9. Let him
bit
slide
taller
to
than
9 and
that,
go to
bro.
Toronto.
Ant-Man 6'4", bro.
6'4".
Okay, let's do a little. Jeremiah Fears is confirmed 6'4". Let's see. Ant Edwards here. Ant Edwards have got to be at least 6'5", bro. I think we did this last time, and you were right. I think he is 6'4".
Yeah, he's
6'4". And
He's
also
6'4". Why does he look so much taller than 6'4"?
because he plays big.
plays
bigger than his
vertical.
size.
You know what I'm saying? And also with even Trey Johnson, he's 6'6". He's a 6'6" guard with a 7-foot wingspan.
Hey,
bro.
man, that's Michael Jordan build.
That's
right
like
there.
I'm liking that. And then also his shot selection is so much better than Ace Bailey's. And I'm hoping it falls to the Raptors, man. Either Trey Johnson or Jeremiah Fears.
Well, it won't happen. They're not going to go 9.
You can argue that Trey Johnson's a better player than Ace Bailey because Ace Bailey went to play with another
And it
top
still didn't
player.
make at
and
the
he
tournament.
still wasn't the guy
Didn't make the
on
tournament,
his
man.
team. It was still Harper.
And he was still shooting terrible percentages.
I think he was shooting 34%.
Yeah.
I actually saw their stats. They went 15 and 17 for the season with 2 top 10 NBA picks.
Yeah, I want to get into some more draft stuff just in a little bit because it's really around the corner now. But the next thing I want to talk about is
Is it in 2 weeks?
No, next week.
Next week.
Monday or Tuesday?
Snap.
Yeah, it's coming up
Is it
fast.
the 28th?
23rd.
It's Monday.
Wow, so that's Monday.
Oh, snap.
Oh my
2
goodness.
days.
Yeah, right after the
Ready
finals,
for
man.
that. Well, perfect. No breaks in NBA action.
Big trades happening that day. I tell you that.
I agree.
Big trades.
I agree. The Grizzlies.
It's 25th, my bad, boys.
25th. Yeah, still next week.
Okay, that's what, Wednesday?
Thursday, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday.
That's really close.
The Grizzlies, Zach Edey charged with reckless driving in Indiana. He was cited for driving 101 miles per hour in a 55 zone. How y'all feel about this one?
Honestly, we've seen this happen before. It was back in 2017 to 2018. Jonas Valanciunas.
I was just thinking that in my head. The JV and Wasaga Beach.
We're just gonna give you a slap on the wrist. You're in the league. Just help us win a championship.
Oh my god.
One thing I'll say though, I don't condone reckless driving. As long as he wasn't under the influence, I'll take that. You know, because it was Jalen Ruggs in the NFL a couple seasons ago. He got into a crazy accident. He was speeding down, I believe it was in LA. He was speeding, got into a crazy car accident, and he killed somebody. And you know what I'm saying? So as long as he wasn't under the influence, I've been pulled over a couple of times, you know, speeding, little speeding. You know, I think that just, especially if you're driving a sports car, man. Most of these guys that drive sports cars, sometimes you get carried away. You know, he got pulled over. You know, he was in Indiana. Come on, man. The Pacers. Come on.
NASCAR.
He thought he was Ricky Bobby. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't first, you last. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. However, come on, man. Like, your health is wealth. Like, anything could have happened. You could have hit a little curb and so on and so forth. Come on.
Especially as a 7-footer, like an injury to your foot, you're done. Like,
Big time.
You're
Big time.
done. I don't think it's that. It's obviously we have to take it seriously. Yes, it's you have to take it serious. I just feel like we're just a young and dumb moment.
Rookie mistake. Let's
got a
chop
whole
it up
bunch
to
of
that,
money.
right?
I got a fancy car. Probably, I'm guessing there was a female.
More than likely.
You know
More
what I'm
than
saying?
likely.
We'll wait to see more
And
details. But
I'm not gonna like badger the guy. I don't think he's a horrible person. I think it was just, we all have these moments. I've got a speeding ticket before. Sometimes we just get the need for speed.
don't kill me. Yeah, he's only what, 22, if I'm not mistaken.
he's
23.
He's a young.
Just turned 23. So, yeah, difficult situation. Obviously, not something to take lightly, but rookie mistake, and you just move on and make better decisions. Braun likely done with Team USA. James doesn't expect to play in 2028 Olympics. I think no surprise here, right, guys?
No surprise.
The guy's 40.
And it's time for the new generation. I want Curry to come out and say the same thing, and I want KD to say the same thing. Because I know KD, we know how KD is, his mindset. KD is crazy enough to say, hey, I'll play in 2028.
He's a hooper, man.
He's a hooper. He loves to hoop. But my thing is, it's about timing. It's you can argue it's Ant's league now. It's Luka's league now. It's Ja's league now. Şengün's league now. It's time for the young guns to step up. It's their league now. It's like when Kobe passed the torch to LeBron. Like it's a new age now. Let the young guns show, and then we got to show the world that hey, we don't need our super duper stars to win in the Olympics. We don't need to bring out Steph Curry, Slim Reaper, King James. Like we can win with a Tatum, a Brown, an Ant, a Ja. Like we need to show the world that hey, we're young. We have young talent that will still whoop you. Because the world's looking at us like, hey, we have a shot now. Canada's looking, we have a shot. LeBron's done, KD's done, Curry's done. Oh, we're winning gold now. Serbia's laughing. Serbia's like, we're right here. We're right here. And you can argue Serbia has more continuity. So they're looking at it like, and we play the international game. You guys don't play. You guys are playing our game.
That's it.
And we had you guys on the brink. And then you guys had to go crazy in the second half. So I think it's time to let the young guys Tatum barely played.
Yep.
Let's see what USA Tatum is. Let's see what USA Tyrese is. Tyrese is like, oh, I got a gold for a group project. Let's see how he does on the world stage.
For sure. And who knows? Maybe one of these highly touted prospects in this draft,
Cooper,
for 2028, like Coop, like Dylan, like Ace, they could be in there.
We have Paolo Banchero.
He's Italian though, right? He's also
Isn't
Italian.
he doesn't he play for? No, he was for Team USA.
Yeah,
Was
he was.
Team USA. He was supposed to play for. That was a scandal. He was supposed to play for Italy. He agreed to it. They gave him he signed something. They gave him some gifts and stuff, and then he rescinded it. And then a week later, he was on USA.
Yeah, but I'll say this though, with LeBron saying that he is done with Team USA. With LeBron, until it happens, I don't believe anything he says.
Just like the dunk contest.
Just like the dunk contest. Just like him calling the Kobe Bryant 81-point game.
I called it, man. I was in the barbershop.
Yeah, so just with that being said, though, also him speculating a couple of years ago that he was thinking about retiring, and then 2 years later, he's still in the league. I think LeBron, right now, the Lakers are not in the spotlight, so he needs something to kind of...
A headline.
He needs something to bring him back into relevance.
I don't know if you saw his IG post yesterday, so he posted his Game 7. And he's like, it's the first Game 7 since I was there.
Oh, shit.
No, come on.
No,
man.
you can pull it up.
Come
You can
on.
pull it up. It's in his story.
Guess what? Jordan doesn't have that footage.
Because Jordan never had a Game 7.
Exactly.
Because Jordan never played the amount of talent that LeBron James played.
No, because Jordan ended it. What do you mean, bro?
Talent-wise, he never saw Kevin Durant. He never saw a 7-3-9 Warriors team. He never saw Klay Thompson.
Because Michael Jordan was the best team in the league whenever he played.
But that means he never played against other stars. Who are you going to say? Gary Payton?
Come, what do you mean?
Gary Payton.
This guy took out... what's his name?
Don't say Magic and don't say
no,
Magic.
I'm not even going to say Magic. He took out the Charles Barkley squad. Charles
Barkley and who?
Charles Barkley was
no
slouch. I have no idea who the hell was on that team.
Serge Sabalos, the guy who put the blindfold over his eyes to dunk the ball.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
What's his name? Danny Ainge? Come on.
Danny Ainge ain't no slouch, man. One of the greatest power forwards of all time, man.
No,
come on, man.
Shooter. Danny Ainge was a shooter.
Danny Ainge. Oh, sorry. I'm talking about. I'm thinking about.
You're talking about Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale.
No, I'm the
Utah Jazz, man. Let's not forget about that, John Stockton.
Come on, John Stockton, Karl Malone. Jordan was the reason why there was one of the most iconic plays was in Karl. Not even the shot Jordan hit. It was the steal on Malone when he was on the post.
The mailman doesn't deliver on a Sunday.
Come on, man. Let's go. Yeah, but
you can argue though because that Bulls team there was one season where they never beat Hakeem.
Okay.
And the Rockets, they were getting blown out. What's his name was talking about it. Smith was talking about it.
If they played Jordan in the finals,
they would have smoked them.
Yeah,
so
of
I
course.
would have loved to see him play against that talent and see what would have happened. That's a big what if to me. But let's be real. That he
You
didn't
skipped
see
over that completely.
He didn't.
Retirement.
I retired for 2 years.
Wink, wink.
But yeah, no,
Gambling.
yeah. But yeah, that's in regards to that Team USA. Who was the savior in the Olympics last year? It was Stephen Curry.
Steph Curry.
All right, so this in
Who
regards
was
to
the MVP?
yeah, cause LeBron.
No, but who's the MVP?
Of course, it was LeBron. You know, he can have it, but Steph Curry carried. If it was an MVP for that one game, if it was the MVP for that one game, Steph Curry should have been the MVP.
Curry. The reason why LeBron got MVP is because he was consistent. Curry was in the first rounds of that the Olympic run. He wasn't that good, but in the time that it mattered,
Captain America came through.
he put on that cape, put on those big boy pants, pulled up his Huggies, and said it's time to hoop.
But yeah,
And
so
said night to the world.
yeah, so even with that team USA, you were saying like, Ant-Man is the next face up, but it's like the faces of Team USA till this day are the old heads, are the KDs, are the LeBrons, are the
Melos.
Kyries. You know what I'm saying? So they can pass the torch to these new generation players. However, it's not going to be the same as it once was, you know. So and I don't think there'll ever be a redemption team ever again. I think the last redemption team
2012
was 2012, and also like Team Canada is coming, Serbia is coming, France is coming. So I think LeBron, he's on his way out. I think, you know what, I'm going to leave on a high. The last time I was in the Olympics or played in FIBA, I left on top.
So are you going to give me a hot take and say Canada is going to be the gold medal team in the 2028 Olympics?
Ooh.
That's a hot take. I believe it. I believe it's
see
possible.
I see it.
You got Andrew. You got both Andrews. You got Andrew Nemhard, Andrew Wiggins. Then you got Chris Boucher. You have Mathurin. You have Dylan Brooks. You have Zach Edey, who never played on the team.
SGA.
Then you have the guy in
Ben Mathurin didn't play on the team.
Ben Mathurin didn't play. Then you also have that guy over there in Dallas, the 7-footer.
Dwight Powell.
You got
Shaden Sharp.
Get Dwight Powell out of here, man. That guy is a
you have
still a good depth.
You have
piece,
Jamal.
though,
You have Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
But he was injured at the time, so we're gonna see a healthy and we have
healthy Jamal would be
RJ
great.
Barrett. Like we have pieces.
we got pieces.
We got pieces.
But yeah, we're at least top three. I mean, Serbia and France.
Serbia.
Oh my goodness.
France for me, it depends on Wemby. Wemby's that force of that team. If Wemby can come back healthy, well, I see him doing some stuff in China right now, meditating and kickboxing.
Risa Shade also got my boy Zachary.
That boy nice.
But yeah.
LeBron doesn't want to coach. Zero chance he becomes a head coach in the NBA after retiring.
Cap.
You're calling cap?
Cap.
I think it's a shame if it's true.
It's a cap. He's
one of the greatest basketball minds ever.
He's coaching right now. We've seen him in the huddles.
He's been coaching the past 20 plus
Him
years.
and Jokic have been coaching all season.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
But I think it's kind of different though. So even Michael Jordan stated the reason why he never wants to coach is because he cannot ask the players to give as much as he did as a player.
But you don't think that would be good for the players though?
No, I think that will be extremely detrimental. But just think about it, right? So Michael Jordan, especially what he was asking from his teammates was, dude, like, this is how much I'm giving in each and every single day to make sure that we freaking win. This is exactly what I expect from you. So it's like, I can't expect from someone the exact same standards that I expect for myself. I think with LeBron James, obviously just based on his intellect and the way that he views the game, he has such a very unique mindset. And if he's on the bench seeing something, and then he's like, how come you're not seeing that?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, because I didn't see it. So I think that was, especially because he's a high level basketball player.
Yeah.
You know, and not all players can
High
be
IQ.
at that same level as a LeBron James as a coach.
So LeBron and Michael Jordan very different, right? Michael Jordan 100% couldn't coach. He doesn't have the patience. He probably slapped somebody or punched someone in the eye like he did Steve Kerr in practice. Like someone's getting slapped out, someone's getting punched. The thing about LeBron James could, because LeBron James, if you ever seen him, he always motivates everybody on the team, even the two-way guys. Guys have gone on many podcasts talking about LeBron's a great teammate. Even JaVale McGee came out with a statement and he said, I prefer playing with LeBron over Steph Curry because I got more touches. So LeBron is a guy
Chef's in the full MVP.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron is a guy who's going to look at every player on the team and make sure they have their role is highlighted. So for me as a basketball savant, I'm saying LeBron would be an amazing coach.
Of course.
He's making sure everybody on the team, he'd be like, even that guy who gives me 2 points a game, 6 minutes, 5 rebounds, make sure he has a play set for him, make sure the team goes on a run so those guys can get in. I feel like, and LeBron, his knowledge alone, and then he's got friends like Steve Nash and all these other guys in his back pocket, very tight with Jason Kidd. I could see him creating a crazy coaching staff. And if he's not going to coach, he could be the general manager, but he will pick the right coach and he'll coach behind the scenes like a Pat Riley.
Yeah, I can see LeBron being a GM more so than he is a coach. Yeah. I think LeBron is more so like, hey, let me put a team together.
GM?
The GM is in full effect. I can see him putting a team together as opposed to actually being on the sidelines coaching.
He could put a championship team together.
I think Kobe would have been a better coach.
No, Kobe has too much Jordanism in him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Kobe was yelling at his teammates. Smush Parker is like, I hate the guy. Kobe didn't talk to me because he said I wasn't on his pedigree. So there's like, and Kobe emulated everything Michael Jordan did. So when we think about MJ and Kobe, it's the same guy. It's a mirror reflection. Jordan had bigger hands. He was more athletic. He was more iconic. Kobe was iconic. Kobe was athletic, but he wasn't on Jordan level. But he, you know, it was funny. I don't know if you guys heard it on KG's podcast. KG said the reason why Kobe picked 24 because he said he was one step above Jordan. So I thought that was a hilarious. But that goes back to the ego, right? If you were playing for Team Kobe, essentially, because it doesn't matter what name the organization is. The world's going to say, hey, Team Kobe. So Team Kobe would be hard to play on. Very hard to play on.
Most definitely. Yeah, I think there's a level of emotional intelligence that you need to possess to be a head coach. And I think LeBron would be much better for that role. And it's a shame that he doesn't want to coach afterwards if this is true. But yeah, to your guys' point, a guy like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, I don't know if they possess that emotional intelligence because for different players, you need to coach them differently. You're not going to coach everybody the exact same way, especially when it comes to intimate conversations, trying to work and develop on younger players' games. If you don't possess that, if you don't have, like you guys are saying, the greatest way to understand and speak to these different players, right? Because some guys will appreciate, let's say you're calling them out about a bad play. Some guys will appreciate a more private conversation elsewhere, as opposed to being yelled at in front of the whole team. 100%. Different guys like different things.
You're soft like Charmin.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Soft like Charmin.
You can't be saying that to somebody who's not going to be able to take it. Everyone is different. So
he made Jeremy Lin cry. You heard about that?
I did not hear about that.
Jeremy Lin crying in practice. As a huge LeBron fan, been watching him for years. I feel like coaching might be hard for him because it would be too hard for him being that close to the game, knowing he could go out there and actually impact the game. So I think he might end up being a Michael Jordan type situation. Oh, I'm coming out of retirement. I'm gonna play because I feel like when you're that level of a superstar, I don't think you can be that close to the game and not want to play.
That's fair.
And how much better you are than the guys who are out there performing for you. And you're like, bro, let me put my shoes on. Rich, go get me some shoes. I'm gonna show these guys. Like, I feel like it's just when you get to like Jordan, LeBron level, it's like I can't be that close to the game anymore. I'm retired. Keep me away from the game, or I'm coming back. Because I still believe, even at 60, Michael Jordan still believes he's better than half the league.
Of course he does. There's
no
question.
Michael Jordan was given, I believe it was like the Hornets players work when he was like 50s. He was giving them.
I heard he was wearing, he wasn't even wearing ball shoes. He was
giving them buckets,
regular sneakers.
Yeah,
the guy pulled up in Crocs and gave the whole team buckets.
Crocs and AirPods on, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So my camera died. Durrel, I want you to jump into the final thing here, which is listener mailbag. So we have a couple of questions from some YouTube comments. Durrel, I want you to kick that off for us, bro.
All right. So one of the questions that we had here was, would you be willing to give up Scotty, our first this year, and more for Giannis, or would you rather build off what we currently have?
Hell no. Okay. Hell no. We said it again earlier in the show. I'm not giving up my future for an aging star who has been in the league for this long and hasn't figured out how to shoot the basketball. I don't want a project. Like I don't want an aging project. I want a young project where it can where there can be a real process, not like the 76ers.
Yeah. The only way that I would be comfortable with this is if you pair Giannis and Scotty. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be willing to do without Scotty because, as you said, you're getting rid of your future. Like, I'm not doing it. As much as I love Giannis and the people out there, don't get it twisted. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a top 3 player in this league currently, right? You agree with that?
100%.
Unc looks skeptical.
No, right now, no.
He's not top 3.
No.
Come on, he was top 3. He was top 3 in MVP rankings.
You have him over Anthony Edwards?
Yes, 100%.
You have him over Luka Doncic?
Yes, currently he has a championship.
Over Shea?
I think so. Yeah. No. Well, it would be okay. Let's do a top 3 then.
Shea.
You got Shea.
Yep.
Jokic, Giannis.
Shea, Jokic, Giannis. That's it.
Shea, Jokic, Luka.
I'd say honorable mention Luka and
Ja when he's
Nah,
no,
Ja,
not up there, not a
you
top 3,
tripping.
bro.
Ja,
Tripping.
Come on, bro.
You're tripping.
no top 5.
My
I'm not
brother.
saying he's top 3.
Okay.
He had potential.
No, not even
He
top
had
5, bro.
potential at one point, and then all that drama happened.
Nah, top 3, man. It's Giannis, Jokic, SGA. You have to put him up there, and then Luka, number 4,
Luka and 4-5 somewhere.
and then
AD, KD, Steph, somewhere within that top 7. Tatum.
You got even Bron's up there too.
Yeah, Bron. Yeah, of course.
The only reason why I don't have Ja up there and up there, no chip. Like for me, you'll be top in the conversation when you have a chip.
Fair enough.
That ring culture is real, man. That ring culture is real.
Shout out to Orlando H1 for the question. Durrel, jump into this next question.
All right, this next question here, I already have my answer. So the next question is, if Tyrese Halliburton wins the finals, is he the best Pacers in all history, in Pacers history?
Is he the best player in Pacers history yet?
No.
He's not.
Hot take. It's going to the finals MVP and Pascal Spicy P.
Okay.
Wow. Eastern Conference Finals MVP, NBA Finals MVP.
How could you
For
argue
real.
that?
Okay.
And then if you're gonna go like history and impacted the Pacers the most, obviously Reggie Miller. But if we're gonna talk about recency bias, Pascal Siakam.
That's fair. I'm with you on that. I do believe if Tyrese Halliburton wins the finals, he will definitely be solidified as one of the best Pacers players of all time.
Top 3.
However, just based on accolades, I would say Pascal will be, obviously up there as well. It's like Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
I would have Pascal as a Kawhi Leonard. They'll have that asterisk on their names as best Pacers of all time, just because of the silver of the hardware that they brought to the city.
Could we argue now, if Pascal wins, could we argue he's on the same level as Kawhi?
No.
I feel like it's an argument. I understand Kawhi has 2 finals MVPs, but if Pascal can win his own and possibly go back to the finals next year to repeat, it's up for debate.
Oh man, skill set wise, Kawhi Leonard is. Come on, man! Don't undermine Kawhi Leonard like that, man. Kawhi Leonard is next level offensively and defensively.
But this younger generation, they don't appreciate basketball like we do. This younger generation is about championships. So if they see the chips, they say 2-2, and Google shows them 2-2, they're gonna argue that. That's just the younger generation talking.
That's a fact. They're definitely going to do that.
Like, they disrespect Allen Iverson. They disrespect the other.
Yeah, of course. Disrespect Charles Barkley.
T-Mac. Like, the T-Mac slander
Real
needs to
legends.
stop.
CP3 slander, I see a lot of it.
CP3 slander needs to stop. That doesn't even make sense at all.
But he has never been to the. That's
Yes, he did. They
Harden.
were up 2-1. They were up 2-1 in the Bucks
Harden.
came back.
So CP3 has been to the finals.
Yeah. That hurt me, though. That really hurt me because I really wanted CP to get it, because we knew Giannis was going to get one, but that was CP's only year. That was his only year. And that year, Kevin Durant wasn't on the team yet. He wasn't on the team yet. So I feel like that would have been bigger for Chris Paul's
been crazy.
legacy. Because I feel like if he won it the year after when they got Kevin Durant, I feel like it wouldn't be as big for me. But if it was just Booker, DeAndre, and CP, I would be like, whoa.
Dude, I'm so mad the Suns blew that team up. for KD.
Well,
For KD, Beal, and
DeAndre wanted to leave, so it's on DeAndre. It's DeAndre and the coach. They had a falling out. So, and he stopped playing in the finals. He literally gave up in the finals.
Just to support the like that big three argument once again, and how it doesn't really translate into success in today's NBA. When you look at KD, Brad Beal, and Devin Booker again on paper, which is probably what management thought, you think that sounds amazing. That sounds like we're going straight to the chip. I remember when the trade was happening. We when these three got together on the team, we thought it was curtains, or at least I did. I thought at least Western Conference Finals appearances. But as you guys are saying, when you look at the real team that was the Suns back in that Bucks series with the CP3, Bridges, Book, CP3, Bridges,
was
Book.
TJ Warren coming?
You
out
also
that
had
bench?
DeAndre
Crowder.
Ayton.
You had a Crowder who was like their wing.
Jay Crowder,
was
which is
like, I think he
which
was shooting
at,
like
at those
38%
times he
from
was
three.
a really good depth piece.
And he was.
You also had the
Cam Johnson. Cannot forget about him.
dude. You also had Campaign on that squad.
slept on.
Slept on for
on,
sure.
man.
Slept on player.
Ugliest jump shot I've ever seen, but god damn, that thing that thing works.
I think I'll have to give it to Sean Marion. That thing ugly, bro.
Yeah, we should do an ugly jump shot segment one of these days.
Yeah, we should.
Kid Gilchrist.
Oh Lord,
Tyrese Halliburton got to be up there too.
that 100%, man.
Yeah, Dario Saric. Wow, Frank Kaminsky, kind of forgot about him. Langston Galloway, but it just goes to show like depth is what you need to get
Depth is
far
king, bro.
these days. The New York Knicks bowed out early because they do not have enough pieces. They just don't. So hopefully they can shake something up. Yeah. So shout out to D1 Who Day Nation for the question here. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys staying for a little extra content after the pod. I'm joined again by Unc and Durrel. They did not go anywhere. We're about to
Still here,
rank
baby.
some NBA signature moves. So, tap in with us here, guys. We have the first one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the hook shot, or the sky hook. Probably should have put sky hook. I want you guys to just give these signature moves, a rating 1 through 10. Got it? Mm-hmm. All right. So take a look. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, sky hook.
The only reason why I'll give that a 10 because no one has replicated it and how efficient it was and how effective it was. So to me, it's one of the most iconic shots or like signature shots in NBA history. So I'll give it a 10 for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be a 10. I mean,
I agree.
he makes it look so easy.
It's never been duplicated.
He makes it look so easy. It's like an unguardable shot. It's poetry in motion.
Became the all-time leading scorer with that shot.
Hey, that's a fact.
So
I'm
you
loving
can't
it.
say it's not a 10.
Yep. Shout out to the sky hook. Next one, Allen Iverson's crossover. Oh,
Iconic.
On your goat, eh?
nastiness.
Iconic. It's okay. He was playing defense.
And he recovered, though. That's the crazy part. I think he
did.
even got a piece of the ball.
Yeah. AI was just nice like that.
So I've seen like AI came out and said the reason why he did that move was because Jordan was counting his dribbles. And he was like, Jordan wasn't expecting the counter because he did the tween cross. And then he saw that Jordan kind of bit off the first cross. So then he did it again. So Jordan thought he was going to go left and then he just brought it back and Jordan went for it. So
I get you.
the reason why I'll give that an 8, 9 just because it was on Jordan. Just because it was on Jordan, I'll give it a definite 8.
I'm going to give a very unpopular opinion. He couldn't do that move in today's game because it's a carry. So for that reason, I'm getting it a 5.
No, I think you could do that move 10 times more in this era.
It's a carry. Look at it.
Dude, players carry all the damn time in this era. Players travel more times in this era.
I agree with that. We see a lot of carries.
Because, like...
Maybe, okay.
Because you put in perspective, they say now you can't... players back then can't handle the rock as players in today's generation is because players back then didn't have the freedom and flexibility to do the moves that they're supposed to do. Right, just in terms of like the rules got a little bit lighter in this day and age for players to, like, for example, like an Iverson he used to get called for carries all the time. In this day and age, he wouldn't be getting called for as much carries.
But
as
we
he
can
did
agree
back
that's
then.
a carry though.
Yes. However, in the NBA, no.
Okay, I'll change my rating. I'll give it a 7.
And just to clarify, this isn't just the clip that I'm showing, like the Michael Jordan crossover.
Yeah.
It's just his patented signature crossover move.
Yeah.
So Unc 7.
7.
I'm giving an 8. Also, one of the nastiest crossover.
One of the nastiest crossovers. This got to be a 9, guys.
Yeah,
this is like a staple
Yeah,
move that
cross.
even casual fans of the NBA know, just because of the way he was able to do it. He popularized the crossover.
But what about the Tim Hardaway crossover?
Tim Hardaway.
Or the Darren Williams, the double cross?
100%.
The full speed double cross?
Did
But was AI not the pioneer?
I'll
Maybe
have-
pioneer might be a stretch, but did he not popularize this move?
I will have to say the pioneer is Rod Strickland.
Kyrie's
AI
uncle?
popularized it to a different degree. That's why I'm going 9.
But I would say though, when it comes to when you talk about crossovers, it's more so like AI, the AI crossover, and or Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway.
I think those are the two. When you talk about crossovers, it's AI and then Tim Hardaway.
If you really love basketball, then you know Baron Davis.
But that was after. But that was after AI.
BD would cross you into a dunk on.
He was nasty.
Yeah, he was nasty. Next one
shout out to Karolinko.
Next one we got here is Hakeem Olajuwon with the Dream Shake.
10.
Oh my goodness.
10.
Oh,
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
this
Don't
is a
get me
10.
started.
I don't think we need to say too much.
This is
Just
not
the
even
footwork.
Did you guys see Jalen Green did that in the game 6?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you noticed. He did the Dream Shake in game 6
Nah.
to get miles off him. It was crazy.
And the fact that players till this day can't emulate that house. I think till this day, the only player that is was as fluid as Hakeem was Kobe Bryant, just in terms of the footwork.
Kobe used it. I seen Joel Embiid use the move.
But Joel Embiid is not as fluid as an Hakeem.
I don't think we've ever seen another big man as fluid as Hakeem, though.
No, that's the thing. And the only player, like I said, the only reason why I said Kobe is because Kobe's a guard.
The only person we could say fluid or like movements, we could probably say Kevin Durant or maybe Paul George. But
Kevin Durant doesn't have that type of footwork, though. Handles, yes. That footwork, no.
Kevin Durant has footwork, though.
No, not like that.
Yeah, these are
Not like that.
it's a different level.
Kevin Durant's footwork is different in the fact of he knows how to position himself when he's dribbling the rock. However, off the triple threat,
I would say this move right here, he's playing offense and defense because he's moving the defense away to get back to his offense. So he's like defending himself on offense. So it's a lethal move.
yeah.
Say, I'm going this way. Oop, no, I'm not.
In fact, he did it on David Robinson. It's crazy.
Bam. Shout out to the Admiral.
And he
The Admiral, 7'1" beast.
and he did that.
I think he had a 40-inch vertical or something crazy like that.
Jokic has some incredible footwork too.
Jokic's
in
footwork,
the post.
yeah.
he looks like a dancer.
But he ain't that though.
It's beautiful to watch. But this is different. So 10, 10, 10.
10.
Easy.
Speaking
of wow, Dirk Nowitzki, the
These
one-legged
are fire,
fadeaway.
bro.
10.
Come on, man, look at this.
10.
Oh,
So that one-legged fadeaway
It's-
took
it's
out
just-
that one-legged
it's-
fadeaway
it's
took
just
out
perfect.
a Kobe in the playoff run. He took out who else did he take out in that unicorn finals run that he had? So Kobe, he took out the
KD,
Spurs,
KD.
he took out the young OKC squad, and he took out the Hitters with that patented one-legged fadeaway shot. That's a 10 to me, man.
Yeah, he was.
Come
I
on.
can't lie. He was cooking Bosch with that. He was
There.
barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, the cookout. Like he was inviting everyone to that cookout.
man, never gets boring to watch, man. You could just
He was one of my favorite players growing up
you're a
too,
basketball
man.
purist. There's got to be up there for you. I'll say. What do y'all feel? I'll say
It's a
gotta
10
be
for me.
a-
Who's replicating that right now in today's
It's
game?
it's
Kevin
okay.
Durant,
Okay,
Kobe
we'll,
Bryant.
We'll get into it after a little bit more, but yeah, I'll go 9 or a 10.
And the only reason why I'll say it's a 10 because you have stars. Like soon as Dark started doing this shot, Kobe Bryant implemented that shot into his package. KD implemented that shot into his package. So it was a different way that players learned how to
Luka
get off their
learned
shot.
it from Dirk.
Players weren't thinking about the one-legged fadeaway until Dirk started killing the NBA with it.
Killing it.
And Dirk's one-legged fadeaway is unguardable too.
'Cause he's already
to do
he's
that
already
at his
7-footed.
size.
Do you guys remember Young Dirk? Young Dirk was dunking on everybody.
Young Dirk was that boy, man.
Man, and those vintage Mavs uniforms, man.
Him and Nash.
I love it. Magic Johnson, no look pass. Wait, so did we get a ranking from everyone for the last one?
10.
Let's go back. 10. All right. Magic Johnson, no look pass.
10.
Oh.
I think Michael Jordan. I think was it MJ's Michael
perfect.
Jackson stole that from Magic.
It's perfect. Got to be a 10. Got to be a 10.
That's a 10.
The Showtime Lakers for sure.
Most definitely.
Swinging
The
that
Iceman, George Gervin, the finger roll.
10.
Ooh.
That's an automatic 10
That's
because
too crazy.
nasty.
every
That's
generation, like we have a group of young people called Jelly Fam
That's a 10.
because of this man.
Yeah, for sure.
Jelly Fam is because of this man, and
Ooh.
a lot of beautiful and ones we've seen have ended with a jelly body contact jelly roll.
Yeah, yes,
Yo,
sir.
a sexy finger roll, no homo, is just as beautiful as a dunk.
Oh, 100%. If
Like Kyrie's layup package,
when Kyrie brings the ball around the defender and lays it
I'll
up,
watch
with the
that over
jelly,
a dunk
Filet.
any day, bro. Any
it's
day.
more impressive because it takes hang time. Because a dunk, you're going one,
Body
boom.
control.
Skill. Like a finger roll is so much more skill than a dunk.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because we
Totally agree.
know. I believe all of us have dunked before. Like, I seen a lot of guys who play basketball a lot. A finger roll is not easy.
It ain't easy, man.
Like, if you don't have that touch,
Trust.
no, it's not easy. You're gonna get pinned.
Yeah, I remember it was a couple years ago. It was a fast break, open court. I was trying to get cute, do a little cute finger roll. Bricked it. I was like, I was so angry, man. I'm like, man, I should have just, go for, but it's like you need that touch, So
Need that touch.
A finger roll is like you need that specific
Talent.
kiss.
The Iceman, that kiss off of the glass. This is a 10, right?
Yeah, 100%.
10.
The Iceman.
For sure. Michael Jordan's fadeaway.
10.
Come on, man.
Everybody's copied it.
Oh,
Come
my
on, man.
goodness.
That fadeaway
Even when
was
I throw
gorgeous.
garbage in the,
It's like he's levitating.
even when we think about it, when we throw garbage in the garbage bin, we all say Kobe, right? But if you really think about it, it's MJ.
It's really MJ.
Because he copied MJ. Every time I throw a garbage, I'm doing a fadeaway. I don't know about y'all, but I do a fadeaway.
It's crazy. When I see that jumper, I also see Kobe.
Yeah.
That's like Kobe stole this man's like move bar for bar, bro.
MJ had the blueprint.
Bar for bar, word for word.
Bar for bar.
Stole my whole flow.
The whole flow, man. Jeez. Yeah, but that's beautiful, man. Look at that. Seamless.
Bar for bar, word for word.
It just makes the defender
out
look
Soulja Boy,
stupid because
man.
the defender's like, where's he going? Like he's doing a little dream. He did a little bit of a dream shake
Yeah.
into the fade.
That's funny, yo. I saw a clip of Shaquille O'Neal and Jordan one-on-one doing
Yes.
an All-Star game, and Shaq hit Michael with the shake.
The
and
filthiest
Oh.
shake. The filthiest shake. That clip is goated.
I think I want to see younger Shaq's bag because it just seems scary.
It's so crazy because like most people wouldn't even think Shaq has been a skilled player. Shaq is actually one of the most skilled players
Of course.
of our generation.
No question. Dominant,
100%.
skilled, all the above. 10s all around.
10s
Once
easily.
again.
10.
This is about to get tough. Y'all are about to see James Harden step back.
Come on, that's a 5. I'll give him a 5. That thing's a travel.
Wait, step back or travel?
Wait, the double step back?
the
That's a
double step
travel.
back.
Oh, that's so
Oh.
gross. That's so gross, man. Get it out of here.
-10. Get outta here.
That move right there is a disgrace to basketball, man.
I don't know if you guys remember.
But look at the ref on the left. He's not calling it.
he don't know what to call. He confused. He think
Dude, look
he's-
at that.
He look like he on a magic carpet.
Yo, my guy traveled
I think
from
he's
China
Aladdin.
to
He's about to get a whole
man.
new world.
Shout out to Japan on
I have
that
to say
one.
-10.
Yeah, nah, man.
Oh my
That's-
gosh.
You ruined.
It's not a skilled move. That's the thing. It's not no skills required for that.
But you made all these young kids do this move and get called for travel. Shouts to James Harden.
Because, dude, that exact same play in any league is a travel. Like, I tried to move once in Brody League. I got called for a travel. I'm like, yo,
I'm trying to do it for content though.
it's like this is James Harden. He did the exact same move. Like, no, that's a travel, man. Look at that. So gather 3 steps.
The footwork, the coordination, you got to at least give it a 5.
But that's
I can't go -10 here.
I'll give it.
I'll get a 1, man.
I'll give it a
Okay,
5
what?
for innovation.
You
Just
feel to say
because
he's the first one to do it.
because
and
he
a lot of
was-
players do it and they get away with it.
because like he was playing with the rules of the league. He was like, you know what? I can gather.
That's
so
it.
this is my gather step, and I can take 2 additional steps.
Wait, is it a travel though? Because you get 2 steps, right?
Because until you
It
gather,
looks like a travel.
but then again, it's
a
like
travel.
It's
That's
a
a travel. That's a travel. I'm
because
sorry.
you can take as many dribbles, so you can take as many steps as you can prior to that ball coming up. So, yeah, it's tough. I'll give it a 5 because it's questionable.
1, 5, and 5. Jason Williams, white chocolate.
The elbow pass.
10.
That's a
10.
10 for sure, man. That is so skilled.
Oh my god.
I'm just mad at the guy who fouled.
Yeah, seriously, man. Like, move out the way.
I think he
Imagine
passed
how
the
many
ball to
times you would have to practice this, bro.
LaFrenz. What's the guy's name? LaFrenz.
LaFrenz. Not sure.
Not sure.
I wish he passed it to like a Dwight Howard, so it would have been a dunk or something,
cram.
or a Shaq.
Yeah.
It was so iconic. Well, it's still iconic.
White
But
chocolate.
Degree of difficulty is for sure a 10. I mean,
The
he
execution.
makes it
On a
look
fast
so
break,
like
too. On a
fast
fast
break,
break.
like
The coordination that you need to execute that, plus the
and he
precision.
looked away.
And the precision to that
He
pass.
looks away.
Not to look
the
away.
only guy I've seen actually do this in an NBA game
Halliburton?
successfully, Rondo.
Oh yes,
Rondo's done it in a
Really?
game.
Rondo has done it.
Rondo's done it in a
successfully
game
I think
successfully.
Halliburton also did in the All-Star game, but it was kind of sloppy too, like a Damian Lillard on the wing for a trade ball jumper.
That one was ugly. I couldn't give it the rating
Yeah.
I wanted to. It had potential, but no. When Rondo did it, I was like, whoa.
If somebody hooks you up with a pass like this, you have to finish it.
You have to dunk
You
it.
have to.
You have.
You either got to make the shot, or you got to finish it. Either
Imagine
way.
it was Gerald Green. Ooh, would have been a windmill.
Oh,
2K got
would have been
Gerald
one of
Green.
the best NBA highlights ever.
He's like
White chocolate.
He's
to
goaded in
Gerald
2K.
Green,
Eh?
elbow pass
Yeah.
into a
Gerald Green is
windmill
goaded in
jam.
2K. Rudy Gay is goaded in 2K.
Rudy
Oh,
Gay is unstoppable. Kobe's unstoppable in 2K.
Yeah.
What do you guys rank this? Did I
I'll
hear
give it a 10 for
again?
sure.
10, 10,
10. 10.
Yeah.
Manu Ginobili with the Euro.
10.
Ooh.
10.
Dude.
Everybody's
Oh my
duplicated it, but it's never looked the same as Manu. Like I've seen it, even when James Harden when James Harden does it, it's not the same. When Manu did it, it was
Manu
like
is-
it's like he's doing the salsa.
The thing that made Manu's Euro so special is just how awkward like he moves with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a snake. It just slithers through.
Yeah.
Like D Wade, he also had a mean Euro. However, like Manu's Euro is just like, how the hell did he get through that little sliver there? You know, but yeah, no, that's a 10 for sure, man.
Yeah, this-
Especially with Manu's game.
We can't argue he's a fringe star as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Manu 100%. If he was a starter on any other team, he's an all-star.
And
100%.
he has an Olympic gold medal, no, with Argentina.
Believe so.
Interesting. Okay.
Believe so. Yeah, this Euro into the dunk too is just
that first team
crazy.
was
My
crazy.
guy's
I
got
think
ups.
I think he has a Euro into a dunk, and then he threw it on Bosch. I believe that was in 2014, and I went crazy.
Euro into a dunk on Bosch.
I was like, that was crazy.
Oh yeah. I do remember him dunking on Bosch. I'm not sure if it was some Euro.
It was off a Euro.
That's wild.
Yeah, this got to be a 10. This is too good. So now we have to rank them 1 through 10.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
So
easy.
that's why y'all wanted to rate them all a 10, and I was like, all right, let's go 10s
There's
here.
some of them that's easy. Like I feel
a
like
lot of these are tough.
the Jordan fadeaway has to be number 1, and then after that I put Kareem,
the Dream Shake. Yeah.
the Dream
Let,
Shake.
us start from 10. Let's go the worst here.
10. Oh
Yeah.
man, this guy making it hard for me. I feel like I'm doing homework
You
again.
could look here too, bro, if you need a point of reference.
So number 10, I would go to James Harden step back for sure.
Yeah.
Put that thing back down there. That shouldn't be on the list.
I agree with that.
Ooh.
Hot take. I'm gonna say the no look pass because he didn't finish the play. I mean the elbow pass. Sorry,
Okay.
the elbow pass.
But just the signature move in general, though.
I don't. The thing is, I can't say it's a signature move because we didn't see him do it multiple times.
Okay.
So we can't give it signature
That's fair.
status.
That's fair.
Like it is an amazing play, but if he did it every game, he did a lot of no look passes. White Chocolate was amazing at the no look. So for that, I have to put it.
No, the no look is magic.
No, but I'm saying White Chocolate took some magic and he did that a lot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we're going 9 for this?
Yeah,
The no look or the elbow pass.
elbow pass.
Elbow pass.
The
is
no
9.
look is impressive.
It's a tough one.
Elbow pass 9. Okay, yeah. Now it starts to get shaky.
One-legged fade away.
Oof.
Dream Shake.
I'm gonna have to say the hook shot.
No. Skyhook? Kareem Skyhook? Can't be
Iconic.
8.
It's iconic.
Has to be
Iconic.
top 5 at least.
Iconic.
You know what?
Like for me,
You
I'll
know
put
what?
a finger roll on number 8.
Nah, one-legged fadeaway. Finger roll is still.
I think it's between those two.
Finger roll still super relevant. There's a whole group of young people called Jelly Fam. The finger roll is super relevant. The one-legged.
I get
it's
it.
a great signature move, but recency bias. The finger roll has been around for 40 years, and it's still very relevant. So I have to put it above the one-legged. The one-legged will become more of a popular thing. I see it happening. I see more stars doing it. We see Luka doing it. We see Bron doing it.
Yeah.
I even saw Curry do it the other day. So it's definitely going to get more traction. But based off like popularity-wise, and I'm a hooper, so I see it all the time, the finger roll, better.
Like for me, when it comes to the signature moves, it was like the moment it happened. Right, so like Dirk, his signature moves, like he dominated.
Yeah, and also the ability to replicate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like so with Dirk Nowitzki, he carried that Mavericks team to a championship with his signature one-legged fadeaway. And George Gervin has 0 championships, so he never.
No,
you know,
I hear that, but the thing is for signature move, we have to look at it. Every superstar has taken George Gervin's move and added some sauce to it. So for that, we got Michael Jordan used it, Kobe used it, Bron used it, Kyrie mastered it. So for that's a lot more championships when you think about it in its entirety. So I think just for the impact on basketball alone, internationally, in the USA, Canada, within the youth, within the younger community, gotta go with the finger roll. Finger roll has to be above it. Has to.
Moose,
Has to.
You're the tiebreaker.
Man, this is. I mean, to be fair, all 8 options on here are insane. Like
What do you think?
the only other one that I'm thinking might have to deserve some recognition in the A spot would be the Euro,
Nah, man.
just because of the Mike fadeaway, the Kareem skyhook, the Dream Shake. Honestly, for me, has got to be top 2. Like, that Dream Shake is just
it's top
absolutely. It's too filthy.
I think the top 3
The
is
AI crossover.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's between one-legged fadeaway finger roll and the Euro. And that's no disrespect because all of them are goated moves. It's just we got to put someone at 8.
Yo, I'm sorry, Dirk. One chip versus multiple chips. I'm sorry. You gotta go to 8, buddy.
I don't know, man.
But it's up to Moose though.
This guy took LeBron out in the finals with the one-legged fadeaway.
Oh
He
my
took
goodness.
out Kobe Bryant, my
King
my
James.
GOAT.
King James.
I feel you.
I-
Durrel,
I-
I'm with you, brother. But
I'm not here for the slander,
I might
King
have
James.
to go 8 for the one-legged fade.
All right, let's go. All right.
I'm saving legacies out here. I'm saving legacies out here.
Mad at you.
So then the finger roll would be 7 then. That's
Yeah,
what's-
we can do that. We can roll with
that's
that.
Fair. That's fair. Oh, now it gets sticky though.
But the Euro.
The Euro can no, I think it's the finger
shot.
roll
The
and
finger
then,
roll and then the Euro.
and then the Euro, in my opinion, and then the no look pass from Magic,
Okay, I like that. I like where you're going with this.
and
I
then
like
the
where
AI
you're going with
crossover,
Crossover.
Okay.
and then the Dream
Wait.
Shake.
Did we say anywhere for the hook shot? No, I think we're on.
Wait. We're having hook shot top 3
Dude, that's iconic.
over the no look.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
The no look
I have
has-
no.
the no look is 5 championships deep.
I know, but nah, man, the no look is nice. However,
We still
that
use
hook
it.
shot, that hook shot got 30. What was it?
Recency
30,
bias.
35,000 points.
Alert. I think we showed a highlight of Siakam earlier, and I think the man named Tyrese Halliburton did a no look pass to him for the monster.
That was not a
poster.
no look. That was a look past that
It
look
was
away.
a looky no look.
It was a look past that. It was a look past and then the look away. Halliburton does that all the damn time. It's like the look. It's like the pass then look away.
But the announcers are like, "It's a no look pass."
Hey,
And
get
we're-
out of town,
we're like,
buddy.
Nah, it's not no look pass. You just
Look, no look. And then for me, I'll go to the hook shot number 3.
Hook 3.
Hook fade
Dream Shake.
number 2, and then fade away number 1.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's valid.
Yeah, I think
That's
this
valid.
is-
I don't
this
think
is it right
anyone's
here.
gonna argue with us. They might argue the no look. That's the only one I could see having an argument over. The no look and probably maybe the Euro. Those are the only ones I could see that there's an argument. But everyone else,
Actually, looking at the list now, I do agree with one-legged fadeaway at 8. Yeah.
I might change elbow pass to 10 because the actual step
Because I
back,
see
like
what you're
the
saying.
regular step back, is a great move.
It's a skill set. He has a skill
The
move.
James Harden's double step back. Shout out to Tim Hortons. That one's crazy. But the regular step back, like Damian Lillard,
yeah.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Did Kobe use a step back?
Yeah.
Kobe step back.
Kobe had a
LeBron
nice-
has the
Yeah, no.
Half of the players in this league, man, they
Step
use a
back.
step back
Yeah,
of some sort.
step back has to
That
be-
move has evolved over
So
time.
can we
You know what's
move-
crazy?
can we
You know
move
who-
the step
you
back?
You know who had a
Yeah,
nice
let's
step
move it.
back? You know who had a nice step back that no one ever talks about?
I think I know who you're gonna say.
Reggie Miller.
Okay, not who I thought.
Reggie Miller had a step back then, but no one ever talks about his step back, man. Yo, if Reggie Miller played in this era,
Cooking. He's
golly.
cooking. He's cooking. He's
Eat
dropping
it.
25 a game
Eden.
easily. And wait, actually, maybe more. He's getting a foul
More,
line.
bro.
Big facts.
Because young Reggie was.
Was that guy?
He's a problem.
You know who would get buckets right now? If they were young, Ray Allen. Young Ray Allen.
Oh yeah, in this
Yeah,
era.
Ray Allen,
He's
yeah,
reverse
yeah,
dunking
yeah,
on
yeah.
two
Bro, not even
defenders.
that. Not even
Athleticism
that. The
underrated.
amount of jumpers that he'll be just
Oh, no.
letting fly.
Curry will not have the record.
Yo, that Sonics team with Reggie, with
Rashad
Ray
Lewis.
Allen and Rashad Lewis,
Mm.
dude, they were the original
Disgusting.
Splash Brothers, bro.
That's my childhood right there,
Oh my
bro. I
gosh,
loved
I
watching
love
team.
that squad.
Yeah.
For some reason, I really liked Rashad Lewis's jumper. Ugly jumper, but I kind of wanted to have like that slingshot jumper.
Yo, people say I shoot like
He's also
Rashad.
up there
bro.
for
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a terrible jumper.
You know who would cook right now? Rip Hamilton.
Yeah,
You put him on the. I threw him on Golden State.
yeah, especially like the
Running off those
moving off ball,
screens. He
and
was
then
the king of running off screens.
yeah, and just extend it out to the 3-point line instead of just keeping her in the mid range. Come on, this guy would be averaging at least 20.
No doubt.
He'd be an all-star.
So are we moving elbow pass to 10 and then going step back 9?
But we're talking about the James Harden step back, right?
Are we talking about Are we talking about step back
I mean,
in general?
I thought it was in general. If we're developing our own context of how we want to judge it,
If it's
You
in
guys let
general,
me
it
know.
has to get moved. If it's just a general step back, because that's iconic. If it's James, if there's an asterisk and it's a James Harden, it has to say 10.
let's leave it up to the viewers.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let us know.
Let us know what
Let
y'all
us know
think.
your list and let us know if you would personally change our list, elbow pass over to 10 and step back down to 9. All right, y'all. And last but not least, let's jump into the Immaculate Grid Challenge. So here we are.
So that y'all know I ain't cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, close that.
And I'm just orchestrating the show here. So you guys see the screen. Who wants to start? Let's get a perfect grid today.
All right, let's do it. So Rockets and Pacers, Rockets and OKC. Ooh, who's starting off? All right, so Rockets and Pacers.
You can start anywhere too. You don't got to go there.
I know, but my OCD won't let me start anywhere else.
So wait, Rockets and Pacers. Are we looking? So just give me a little context for anyone who hasn't done the Immaculate
For sure.
Grid.
So essentially, in each square, you just have to take a player who corresponds to the X and Y axis. If we're looking at the
Who's
first
played
one,
for both
who's
teams?
played for both teams, even if it was for half a season, a 10-day, it all counts.
Oh, I got that one.
For Rockets
got
and
that one?
Pacers.
I said his name earlier.
You want to start us off here then?
Gerald Green.
I know. I was about to say that too.
Oh,
I was about to say that.
I had to.
Gerald.
I had to.
Green. Okay.
He was a decent player. Like he was a decent
Yeah.
rotation player. Like they don't give him enough love. He wasn't just a dunker. Like that corner three he was hitting.
Rockets, OKC. I'm gonna go with my boy Russell Westbrook.
Ooh. Forgot about Rockets, Russ.
I think
Rockets Russ was decent still.
He was.
Phoenix Suns and
Phoenix Suns
Pacers.
and the OKC. Obviously, you gotta go KD. It's an easy
Oh.
one.
Ooh, okay. I wasn't even thinking about KD.
I was not thinking about KD. So now was it Suns and Pacers?
You go anywhere, bro. You could go Pacers 1 plus steal per game in a season, which should be easy. OKC, same thing.
Pacers Suns.
Pacers Suns. There's a journeyman somewhere. It's
Pacers.
different when you're on the spot. I'm telling you.
This is tough.
Pacers.
Pacers Suns.
This one's a tough one, man.
I have people.
Cause I ain't familiar with Pacers players like that, man.
Ooh. Torrey Craig. No. Played for the Suns.
Yes.
He
Not
play
sure
for
if he played
did
for
he
the
play for the
Pacers.
Pacers.
He
So
did
that's
play
the
for the Pacers.
That's what I'm thinking.
He did play for
Yeah.
the Pacers.
All right.
Let's leave it.
Oh,
Okay.
TJ Warren.
Oh. Wow.
The bubble,
That was
the bubble goat.
The bubble goat.
That's a snipe.
Oh, how did I forget that?
How do
That's
you
a
forget about
man.
the bubble goat, man? So 1 steal per game. What does that say?
1+ steal per game in a season.
Pacers, Paul George.
Okay. Easy money, my boy. Okay.
OKC.
OKC, 1+ steal per game.
Think
This
about the Cephalosha.
Or even Andre
Oh, I was
Robertson.
going Jalen Williams.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going old
Okay.
school.
Is it Paulo Cephalosha? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's all NBA.
Rockets, all NBA. We can go with James Harden. Who is he already on the list?
Let's go OG, man.
OG, a little challenge here.
Okay.
T-Mac, man.
T-Mac.
Oh yeah,
Come
let's go.
on.
Let's go.
Come on.
Tracy McGrady.
For Phoenix, let's go. Steve Nash.
Ooh, I like it.
Nah.
Steve Nash, you're over Charles.
I can't change it now, bro. Last time I
we
backed
lost
out of
points.
this, and it counted as a
Is that
X.
Steve Nash? Okay, that's decent. Okay,
And then 1 steal
now-
per game, all NBA. So basically anybody.
Put Kobe in there.
Sure, let's do it.
Put the goat in there, man.
Kobe Bryant.
Hey,
and that's it,
let's
baby.
go. A perfect grid.
Big W. Let
Let's
us know
get
who
it,
y'all
baby.
took for these individual squares. Yes, sir. That was
Damn.
beautiful.
Dang.
Unc came
right.
through with the TJ Warren snipe,
TJ
man.
Warren was a crazy snipe.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and Gerald Green was nice because I wasn't thinking
Yeah,
him
not
for.
at all, man.
Steve Nash at 19.
Yeah, Steve Nash 19%.
TJ
Wow.
Warren though.
TJ Warren, bro.
T-Mac. Man, give him more love. More than
Yeah.
10%. So I'm guessing it was probably James Harden was probably going to be the highest for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Big facts. No, that was a dub. Any final thoughts to wrap up the pod, Durrel? I'm gonna need you to do the closing segment here.
Yeah. So, final thoughts. I do believe so far we're having such an amazing NBA Finals. The Pacers and OKC. It's definitely this series is definitely worth the price of admission. Right. So, Game 7 is about to be a movie. We have Unc in the building today. Unc has been holding it down. Also known as Hot Take Unc, because Unc came through with the hot takes. We had Moose, who's holding it down, the co-host here, and myself, Durrel. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the pod, Franchise Players Podcast. We're here, baby.
Let's go.
We out of here. Special shout out to Unc for
I
joining us,
appreciate
man.
you.
Appreciate you for coming on.
Thank
man.
you to the Franchise Podcast. Huge opportunity. Love talking basketball. Got the opportunity to talk basketball maybe about 2 weeks ago with Moose, and we just had some great synergy, and I just love basketball. This podcast is amazing. Durrel is amazing as well. This podcast is going to grow and do exponential numbers, and ESPN, watch out, because the internet content is where it's at, and you guys are far behind, and it's what it is. Franchise is coming.
Most definitely. You said it well. True Sports, we out here. Franchise Players, we out here. Yes, sir. That's a wrap. Episode 11.
We
Peace.
out of here, baby.
Peace.